Tiger Country 104.5 is a Radio Alabama station, part of the Auburn Networks family. WAUE HD2, Waverly, Auburn, Opelika.
Auburn, Opelika Country, Tiger Country 104.5.
The following is a presentation of Radio Alabama Sports. This broadcast is copyrighted by Radio Alabama for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this broadcast, descriptions, or accounts of the game without Radio Alabama's consent is strictly prohibited.
Play ball!
Lee Scott Academy Baseball is on Tiger Country 104.5. Presented by the Orthopedic Clinic, Mountain High Outfitters, Russell Building Supply, and Gouge Performing Arts Center. Also brought to you by Gutter Pro, Four Seasons Federal Credit Union, Auburn Express Towing, Advanced Graphics, and Auburn Bank. Now, live from the ballpark, here's the voice of Lee Scott Academy Baseball, Christian Griffin.
Last weekend, we celebrated earning a spot in the AHSAA postseason. This weekend, we'll celebrate with round one of the state playoffs. But tonight, we celebrate for a different reason. Tonight, we celebrate for those who built the foundation of Lee Scott Warrior Baseball inside the AHSAA, and for those who have led and will lead this Warrior team into May. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome in to the Lee Scott Sports Network right here on Tiger Country 104.5, tigercountry.net, and the Radio Alabama app. As for the final time in the regular season, John Meals Field on the campus of Lee Scott Academy sets the stage for a picture-perfect afternoon here in Auburn, Alabama. It's senior day for the Warriors, and through the dad's tears of graduation and mom's fears of life ahead, we're excited to bring you through all of it here this afternoon. So yes, the playoffs are already secured, but tonight, 5 seniors will be able to walk on the field for the final time in the regular season and have a chance to make the little kid in them proud that they wear the LSA across their chest. One last time underneath the lights before the playoffs get started, and one more chance to prove their mark that they have left in the legacy here at Lee Scott Academy. It's the Wetumpka Indians, it's the Lee Scott Academy Warriors senior night here in Auburn, Alabama, and we will take you up to first pitch with the Russell Building Supply countdown to first pitch when we come back here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
The Gouge Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
Every sports team has a glue guy, the unsung hero that does the dirty work. Society's glue guys are towing companies. Whether your car is in an accident or you own a business and need a vehicle moved, we all need tow trucks. When you need one, call Auburn Express Towing, offering 24-hour towing services. AET specializes in parking lot and private property towing in Auburn. Call 334-821-6033. Auburn Express Towing, located at 615 Opelika Road.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Russell Building Supply is your hometown home improvement store. You'll find what you need when you need it. And as a Russell Rewards member, you'll be in the know about monthly specials and exclusive offers. Russell Building Supply, East University in Auburn, across from Cary Creek Publix.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
It's Lee Scott Academy Baseball, and the countdown to the first pitch is on. Brought to you by Russell Building Supply. on Tiger Country 104.5.
We welcome you to beautiful John Meals Field here on the campus of Lee Scott Academy in Auburn, Alabama, as we count you down to first pitch here on the Lee Scott Sports Network between the Wetumpka Indians and your Lee Scott Academy Warriors. And we welcome you into the Russell Building Supply countdown to first pitch. It's all brought to you by Russell Do It and Building Supply. Experience and knowledge from the pros at your hometown home center. I'm Christian Griffin, the voice of the Lee Scott Academy Warriors, and man, do we have the pleasure of bringing you Senior Day here on the campus of the W. The Lee Scott Academy Warriors, and my goodness, the Alabama sky is blue as the renovated wall that we had here a couple of years ago. What a sight for high school baseball here in East Alabama. And I welcome in my broadcast partner, Mr. Caleb Robertson. Took a little bit of a week off, and my goodness, what a week you missed. The Lee Scott Academy Warriors with a walk-off win here on Friday night, securing their spot, the 2 seed in the Region 6 of the AHSAA state playoffs. But excited you're back here with us, and excited you're here for the postseason ride as well.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me back. I guess I didn't do too bad. You guys welcome me back with open arms. But, yeah, what a week I missed. I was keeping up with it on the Lee Scott Sports Network when I had my week off. But a walk-off win to secure a spot in the playoffs. I can't wait to join you guys for that playoff push, and hopefully we bring home a blue map when we do it.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that as the night and as the week kind of rolls on, again, as that will be the back half of the week. But my goodness, we have a bigger celebration here this afternoon. We get to celebrate 5 Lee Scott Academy Warriors that have been a major part of not only the rebuild process, but kind of the continuation process from the AISA into the AHSAA. Those 5 seniors, Ethan Hardy, Hayden Harper, those 2 you will not see here this evening, but Bo King, Luke Donaldson, and Davis McIsaac. And I know that, partner, you're just getting started here with this Lee Scott Warrior squad, but you know the talent that's on this team, and I know that you remember your senior day not too far away, a little bit longer than mine was, or a little bit closer than mine was. But talk about what this day meant to you and what it should mean for these seniors that are on the field here today.
Oh, man, it means everything. It's a beautiful day for baseball, but there's a bit of mist in the air, and it's in the eyes of all these parents and all these players.
Yeah, you're saying allergies, man.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's a very special day. There's no feeling like it, knowing that this could very well be the last time you ever step foot on this field. It's always a possibility. It's something that we don't want. We want them to come back and play a couple playoff games here, but there is that possibility that it is, and there's nothing like it. There's no feeling like it. It's a very special day, very somber day, bittersweet a little bit, but there's nothing like it.
And Senior Day pushed back just a couple of days. It was scheduled initially for the Game 1 against Dadeville, but after the Glenwood series, realizing that first game against Dadeville should not have been any sort of party, any sort of letdown. And so moving this and being able to pick up this game against a really, really good Wetumpka team, a team that is scheduled for the AHSAA playoffs. They make their way into the third base dugout. Should be a really, really fun competition here tonight.
Yeah, you got a really good team, a 2 seed in the 6A, in Alabama 6A that I actually play whenever I played high school baseball. So this is a team that is notoriously a good program. They're well run, well coached. It's going to be tough if Lee Scott is not on their P's and Q's. It's going to be a tough afternoon.
Lee Scott Academy set to play St. James in round 1 of the AHSAA 3A state playoffs, and we mentioned it and hinted at it a couple of times in the broadcast open. The final time here in the regular season, based off of the AHSAA rules, the team that travels in round 1 more than likely is set to host round 2, and so we definitely hope that this is not the final time for the seniors or anybody, or the Lee Scott Sports Network for that being here at John Meals Field. But my goodness, what a perfect afternoon we have for you. Senior Day at the Academy. We'll take a break. We'll come back and get you starting lineups, talk a little bit about that series against Dadeville and what we want to see with this Lee Scott team as they work their way into the postseason. We continue on with the Russell Building Supply countdown to first pitch right after this here on the Lee Scott Sports Network.
Winter is in full swing at Mountain High Outfitters. Come see all the great gear to keep you warm and dry in style. From the North Face, Patagonia, Free People Movement, Viore, or Local Boy, we have you set for every day or your ski or snowboarding trip this season. Come see Mountain High Outfitters on South College next to Tzatziki's in the heart of Auburn. Experience the difference at Mountain High Outfitters. Get out, get active, be inspired, and live your passion.
Hey guys, this is Tyler Reynolds with Reynolds Outdoors. Fall is right around the corner, which means hunting season will be on us before you know it. We are now carrying some of the best-known archery brand names like Matthews and PSC to go along with our well-stocked supply of firearms we have always been known for. And did you know we are the largest dealer of box blinds in Alabama, carrying popular brand names like Redneck and Banks? Don't forget, we carry Sitka, Bandit, and Drake apparel as well. Come see us today to meet all of your fall hunting needs. Located on Geneva Street in Opelika.
Both teams finishing up their infield, outfield. The umpires make their way to home plate. We will have the coaches meeting here for you in just a moment, but we welcome you back to beautiful John Meals Field here on the campus of Lee Scott Academy in Auburn, Alabama, as we get you set up for first pitch between the Wetumpka Indians and your Lee Scott Academy Warriors. It's senior day here at the Academy. A lot of emotion throughout the stands, throughout the dugout, but it's almost time to put that to the side for just a moment and get your final win in the regular season. I'm Christian Griffin. He is Caleb Robertson, and we appreciate everybody for being here with us, whether it's Tiger Country 104.5, tigercountry.net, that Radio Alabama app, and the YouTube live stream up and rolling as well. However you're tuned in, we appreciate you and for your support of Lee Scott Warrior Baseball. And partner, I know something that you wanted to dive into, reading these numbers, being able to keep track with this Lee Scott Warrior team, the pitching staff. Absolutely dominant over the past couple of series, but especially in these last 3 games against the Dadeville Tigers.
Yeah, the two that jump off the page at me is Martin and Cook, both going the entire game, 7 innings, striking out a combined 18. Martin striking out 8, Cook striking out 10. But the number that is just unbelievable to me, only 1 walk issued the entire weekend, 0 by all 3 of the starters. Just unbelievable. Only 5 runs, issued the entire season or the entire series, and only 2 of them earned. If you get that type of production out of your 1 and 2 guys, and game 3, it's going to be all hands on deck anyways, but out of your 1 and 2 guys, if they're going the distance, giving you multiple strikeouts, almost double digits each, it's going to be a cakewalk in the playoffs. That is going to be all you got to do pretty much is get it 3 or 4 runs, and you're looking pretty good.
Lee Scott Academy all season long has talked about the strength on the mound with this Lee Scott Warrior team. Obviously led by Braden Martin, the junior ace. He wears number 5, but having Barrett Cook really come into his own took a little bit to get going just with the basketball season getting started. There's nothing quite like basketball shape, but only being able to throw a certain number of bullpens throughout basketball season. But now that he has fully turned his focus to baseball season, man, one of the best number 2s that you will see in the state of Alabama. And the fact that you have guys like Brooke Zachary, you have guys like Calvin Nelms, you have a guy like you're going to see here to this afternoon get the start, his first start of the season, usually making his way out of the bullpen, gives you so much confidence not only to be able to close the door in game 1 or game 2 if you have a lead, but to be able to have that Johnny Holstaff, that all arms, all hands on deck. Feels like you can get the job done if needed. And we'll see if they can do that starting this weekend. But my goodness, what a beautiful sight for baseball we have here for you at John Meals Field. The home plate umpires have come together. They have all shook hands with the head coaches. They'll make their way back to their respective dugouts. We will take a break for the national anthem, the prayer, and we will come back, give you the starting lineups and first pitch between the Indians and the Warriors right here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Owner Sean Snow founded Advanced Graphics in 2004 to satisfy a missing service need in East Alabama. 20 years later, Advanced Graphics has proven mission accomplished. For any comprehensive graphic need, vehicle wraps, decals, signs, custom apparel, and even those difficult-to-source laser-engraved ADA signs. A dedicated staff at Advanced Graphics offers exceptional quality with amazing customer service. Contact Advanced Graphics today at 334-501-8600. That's 501-8600. Advanced Graphics in Auburn. World-class service with local attention.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union. Homegrown and member-owned.
We love our members. Our members love us.
Oh, yes. Ever since I got off active duty, they have helped me. I would recommend to anyone, if you really want to get your finances in order, come and see for yourself. I promise you, they will help you get on the path to financial freedom.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union with 2 local branches. Membership eligibility required. Accounts federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration.
Now the starting lineups, presented by Lee County Revenue Commissioner Olene Price on your LSA Sports Station, Tiger Country 104.5.
Actually have a bit more time here on the Lee Scott Sports Network prior to the first pitch. Steve Kaiser, my goodness, going the entire distance, 60 feet, 6 inches, the ceremonial first pitch. Harrison Snow didn't have to move the glove from behind the dish. So what a way to start off senior day here at the Academy. Let's get you today's starting lineups as they're presented by Lee County Revenue Commissioner Olene Price, who reminds you if you need services from her office, there's the main office at the courthouse in Opelika and satellite offices in Auburn and Smith Station. For your Lee Scott Academy Warriors, it'll be Preston Hughley, Griffin Gaston, Barrett Cook, and 1, 2, and 3, Ryland Smith, Harrison Snow, Rush Dunlap in the middle, 4, 5, and 6, Andrew Owen, Luke Donaldson, and Bo King, 7, 8, and 9. And for the Wetumpka Indians, it'll be Aiden Peak, Connor Jacks, Kyle Richardson, 1, 2, and 3, Logan Fawcett, Miller Lombardi, and Henry Evers in the middle, 4, 5, and 6, Peyton Dickey, Asher Nobles, and Bobo Browning. For the Wetumpka Indians, it'll be Colton Ashmore, where's number 3, that will get the start on the mound for the Indians. Now, as the Lee Scott Warriors are announced, we will take a break, come back for the prayer and the anthem, and we will have first pitch right here at John Meals Field between Wetumpka and Lee Scott Academy. Senior day here at the Academy, and we'll give it to you when we return here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Russell Building Supply is your hometown home improvement store. You'll find what you need when you need it. And as a Russell Rewards member, you'll be in the know about monthly specials and exclusive offers. Russell Building Supply, East University in Auburn, across from Cary Creek Publix.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
From day one back in 1907, Auburn Bank's mission has been clear: to serve our community, see businesses flourish, and improve lives locally by making sound business decisions and responding with care every day. Today, we can.
Hey guys, this is Tyler Reynolds with Reynolds Outdoors. Fall is right around the corner, which means hunting season will be on us before you know it. We are now carrying some of the best-known archery brand names like Matthews and PSC to go along with our well-stocked supply of firearms we have always been known for. And did you know we are the largest dealer of box blinds in Alabama, carrying popular brand names like Redneck and Banks? Don't forget, we carry Sitka, Bandit, and Drake apparel as well. Come see us today to meet all of your fall hunting needs. Located on Geneva Street in Opelika.
Every sports team has a glue guy, the unsung hero that does the dirty work. Society's glue guys are towing companies. Whether your car is in an accident or you own a business and need a vehicle moved, we all need tow trucks. When you need one, call Auburn Express Towing, offering 24-hour towing services. AET specializes in parking lot and private property towing in Auburn. Call 334-821-6033. Auburn Express Towing, located at 615 Opelika Road.
It's Lee Scott baseball game time. The first inning is brought to you by Gouge Performing Arts Center on Tiger Country 104.5.
Welcome back to the W. We got first pitch coming up right around the corners, and your starting lineups are presented by the Lee County Revenue Commissioner Commissioner Oline Price, who reminds you that if you are in need of her services, or if you need services from her office, there's the main office at the courthouse in Opelika and satellite offices in Auburn and Smith Station. We'll set the defense for the Lee Scott Warriors out in the outfield. It's going to be Dunlap, Donaldson, and Gaston. From left to right, around the horn we go. Andrew Owen over at third, Hughley at shortstop, King at second, Cook at first, and Smith behind the dish, catching the fastballs from number 44, the senior, Davis McIsaac. He comes in with a 5.07 ERA and an 0-2 record as he gets ready to fire in the first pitch of the ball game. But before he does so, I have a little thing that I want to do. I asked for permission from my broadcast partner, who I can proudly say on air is now back-to-back Small Market Alabama Sportscaster of the Year. And, brother, it is an absolute honor to share the booth with you and come on here and talk a little bit about baseball with you. And I just wanted to take a moment to recognize you. I know you're not one for speeches or anything like that, but I had to give you your flowers, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. It means a lot, man. This Lee Scott Warrior family's been so good to myself and to those that support what we do. And man, it's a lot of long hours. It's a lot of hard work, as you know. And man, we're excited to welcome you into this Lee Scott Warrior family for the baseball side of things and for football as well. Unless you get some opportunities, unless somebody comes calling, man, you're with me for football, and we're excited to continue, man, back to back. Not only sportscasters, man, but this is the best network in the entire state, and so we're happy and proud to be able to be a part of it here today. And what better way here than Senior Day at John Meals Field as the senior, you mentioned it, partner, Davis McIsaac gets the start on the mound. First pitch swinging is lifted over to Donaldson in center field. The glasses are gleaming, and from one senior to the other, it finds leather for out number one.
It's pretty efficient. Come in, firing first pitch breaking ball. Get weak contact out to the center fielder.
Now stepping in for the Indians, number 13.
McIsaac making his 12th appearance of the season, his first start of the year, has 19 and a thirds innings pitched, has 20 strikeouts to only 7 walks. Somebody that you will primarily see out of the bullpen, either in late game situations and innings where you need a jam. Man, Davis McIsaac works best. Almost that night shift closer mentality. As there is that frisbee slider. Again, McIsaac, a tall, lengthy arm on the mound. Comes from about a 3/4 slot, which makes that two-seamer have that much more tail into the hands of right-handed hitters. Makes that frisbee slider a really good pitch. Wipe all the way across the plates. The 1-0 fastball misses upstairs, brings the count to 2 balls and no strikes. Wetumpka and Lee Scott doing battle here on Senior Day here at John Meals Field. 2-0 slider can't find the zone, makes it 3-0 on the Indians, who come into play today at 19-9. 17-10. Lee Scott Academy 19-9. The Indians claim the 2 seed in their side of the playoffs as that fastball runs in on the hands of Connor Jacks. He'll earn a free pass on only 4 pitches. Again, Aiden Peak, Connor Jacks, Kyle Richardson, 1, 2, and 3 for the Indians. Logan Fawcett, Miller Lombardi, Henry Evers, 4, 5, and 6. Peyton Dickey, Asher Nobles, and Bobo Browning round out the lineup for the Indians. Wetumpka comes into play with their black jerseys, white pants, gold around the trim, around the letters on front and back as well. Lee Scott Academy in their home whites. Warriors in script written across the chest in navy, as are the numbers in red trim all the way around. 1 on, 1 out. Here in the top half of the first inning. There's a strike delivered by McIsaac. That 2-seam fastball on the outside corner. And a reminder that the first inning of today's broadcast is presented by the Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University. You can see their upcoming events at goosecenter.auburn.edu. Kyle Richardson, a designated hitter. Not necessarily the stereotypical size of a designated hitter. Smaller presence in the right-handed box, but maybe that loud yellow bat makes up for it. A ball and a strike to Kyle Richardson. The slider stays upstairs, 2-1 the count. And you mentioned it, partner. We've had a couple of meetings throughout the spring. We'll have some more of them going into summer, man. We're sitting here brainstorming, trying to come up with as many ideas as we can for football to make it all-inclusive, man. We're going to make this one of the best, if not the best, in the entire state. We're looking at running a couple of different things for football side of things. Don't want to give too much away and don't have complete confirmation yet, but continuing to work to give Lee Scott Academy the very best each and every week, especially on the road. The 2-2 is sprayed over, foul down the first base line. It'll stay right here.
Yeah, I am absolutely stoked about this upcoming football season, this off season too. In the summer, we're going to get together, put our heads together, see if we can come up with a few things to make this network or get this network to what we think it can be. It's going to be great, and I'm excited for it.
2-2 is that big slider that sweeps from the inside corner all the way into the chalk of the left-handed batter's box. Davis McIsaac gets his first strikeout of the afternoon. 2 gone here in the top of the first frame for the Indians of Wetumpka.
Logan Fawcett.
Logan Fawcett, where's number 12? The catcher will dig in, the first lefty that McIsaac will face on the mound here this afternoon. First pitch is a slider. Thought it was a pretty good pitch. Home plate umpire says that it misses upstairs. Ball 1. Something to note, not a 2-man crew, not even a 3-man crew, a full 4-man crew here this afternoon. Something that you don't see too often, especially not in a midweek. The 1-0 gets it on the hands, lifted into shallow right field. Gaston lost it. He now charges in and is unable to make a diving grab. Running on contact, the throw to second will be in time, and the run will not score because of it. Gaston lost it in the air. The diving play could not be made. Didn't give up on the play. Chucked it over to second. The home plate umpire says the run does not score. And with that, a little unconditional, a little unconventional. But we head to the home half of the first inning. Still no score between the Indians and the Warriors. Lee Scott Academy comes to the plate for the first time when we come back here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Owner Sean Snow founded Advanced Graphics in 2004 to satisfy a missing service need in East Alabama. 20 years later, Advanced Graphics has proven mission accomplished. For any comprehensive graphic need, vehicle wraps, decals, signs, custom apparel, and even those difficult-to-source laser-engraved ADA signs. A dedicated staff at Advanced Graphics offers exceptional quality with amazing customer service. Contact Advanced Graphics today at 334-501-8600. That's 501-8600. Advanced Graphics in Auburn. World-class service with local attention.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union. Homegrown and member-owned.
We love our members love us.
Oh yes, ever since I got off active duty, they have helped me. I would recommend to anyone, if you really want to get your finances in order, come and see for yourself. I promise you, they will help you get on the path to financial freedom.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union with 2 local branches. Membership eligibility required. Accounts federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. At Gutter Pro, we believe spring is all about a fresh start, and the details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leaf protection for both homes and businesses. As spring showers roll in, you need gutters you can count on. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and designed to complement your home. So this spring, don't settle for less. Protect your property and boost your curb appeal with the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
Lee Scott Academy Baseball on Tiger Country 104.5 and the Lee Scott Sports Network is presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Not necessarily how you draw it up, but hey, a 0 thrown up in the top half of the first inning. You won't complain regardless of how it looks. A 1-out walk was standing at first base with 2 outs as Logan Fawcett lifted one into shallow right field. Griffin Gaston lost it in the sun again. That works its way right over the third base dugout that plays a big factor with the entire right side of the infield for the first couple of innings here at John Meals Field. And a diving grab couldn't be made, but Lombardi did not stop, and Gaston, instead of throwing to the plate, threw to second. Hughley was able to apply the tag prior to Jack stepping on home plate. And so we head to the home half of the first inning. No score between the Indians and the Warriors. It'll be Preston Hughley, Griffin Gaston, Barrett Cook, 1, 2, and 3 for Lee Scott Academy. First pitch can't find the zone. The second one does on the right-handed arm. He wears number 3. Colton Ashmore starts from the windup. Kicks and fires the 1-1, lifted over the second baseman's head, but the right fielder had him played perfectly. Preston Hughley and L9 to start the home half of the first.
Yeah, got a fastball in the inner half. Jammed him just a touch, but he got some good wood to it. Right fielder just played perfectly.
Now
Hardly had to move.
Warriors number 9, Griffin Gaston.
There's playing in left center, right center. Then there's playing where Peak played. And my goodness, I mean, that was borderline where the 325 and where the scoreboard is. A lot of room down the right field line as he kind of stays right there as the first pitch to Gaston's in there for a called strike one. Third baseman played all the way back at his base. We'll see if he creeps in on the setup, and there's the couple of steps. But even then, with the speed of Gaston, you wouldn't mind letting him try one. Fastball now on the outside corner, 0-2.
Gaston staying patient, was really patient in that Dadeville series, had 5 walks. Loves to work the count.
0-2. Lifted right back where it came from. Second baseman Dickey's going to play it on a hop and running with his momentum towards the second base bag. A really nice play, made it look rather routine, 2 away.
Yeah, nice play. I thought when that one was hit, I was going to find some green grass and have a 1-out single, but Dickey going to the backhand, and like you said, he made it look relatively easy, but a tough play nonetheless. There's 2 gone.
Yeah, off contact, I thought that was going to be a one-hopper into center field, but the closing speed from the second baseman as Barrett Cook takes a fastball on the inside corner, 0-1. Both of these arms on the mound today going to fill up the strike zone, and you've seen it so far. Ashmore ahead, especially working ahead. Tried to spin off a breaking ball that stayed arm side, 1-1 the count.
First breaking ball we've seen from Ashmore in this first inning.
With 2 outs, the defense has turned the mentality to no doubles. The corners almost standing on their respective bases. The 1-1 off the end of the bat, lifted into center field. Center fielder Browning will make his way to his right and will make the grab for the third out of the inning. Barrett Cook just misses a fastball. Got out in front just enough to retire the side. 1-2-3, go the Warriors in their home half. We head to the top half of the second inning. Davis McIsaac back to work when we return. You're listening to Radio Alabama Sports on Tiger Country 104.5.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
1907. Auburn had no paved roads, no local newspaper, a few automobiles, very little electricity or indoor plumbing, and one bank, Auburn Bank. For all these years, we've had a part in shaping and serving Auburn, Opelika, and East Alabama, a steadfast partner to our customers, meeting financial needs at just the right times. How do we know our community so well? Because we've grown up together. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, online at auburnbank.com.
Not sure if there's a better site for high school baseball than John Meals Field. My goodness, the royal blue wall shining here this afternoon. The trees that work its way from left to right, the different colorations, and then the sky about as blue as you can get. Just a couple, if any, clouds in the sky here this afternoon. As we head to the top half of the second inning, it'll be Lombardi, Evers, and Dickey due up. Lombardi shows bunt but pulls it back as the breaking ball finds the outside corner for a called strike one. He is Caleb Robertson. I'm Christian Griffin. We appreciate everybody for being here with us. Back to the fastball, catches the top of the zone. 0-2 on Lombardi. It's a heck of a last name. Not sure if I can compliment it on the baseball diamond, but still really, really solid. The 0-2 breaking ball is lifted into right center field. Griffin Gaston with the closing speed. The Wildcat quarterback, the wide receiver, doing what he does best, tracking a ball down, and makes the head-high catch off to his right for a loud out number one.
Yeah, you talked about Lombardi and how he's got a football name. Well, we've got a football man out in right field, showing off that speed and tracking down that line drive in the gap.
First pitch to Henry Evers, the left fielder for the Indians. He wears number 7 in the right-handed box, takes it outside for ball one. If he would have been played where Peak was playing on the one that Hughley hit, he would have been standing right there. But Hughley was playing normal in right field and had to race his way to his right. The 1-0 fastball runs up and inside and plunks, I believe, the forearm of Evers. So he'll make his way down to first with a 1-out free pass. So far in both innings, a 1-out base runner for the Indians. 1 on, 1 out for the second baseman, Peyton Dickey. Doesn't offer at the first pitch slider. Catches the outside corner, 0-1. Such a tough pitch to COO. Again, not necessarily the velocity that's going to kill you, but it's a pitch that starts at your front hip and ends up on the outside corner. That one backed up on McIsaac. And that one not as tough to see. 0-1. As that one runs inside and plunks him. And with that, Coach Jared Cook will make his way out to the mound and meet with his senior Davis McIsaac, celebrating senior day here at John Meals Field. Celebrating the 5 Warriors here this afternoon that have made such a big impact, not only on the diamond, but on the football field, on the basketball court, and just in the community at Lee Scott Academy as well. Ethan Hardy, Hayden Harper, Bo King, Luke Donaldson, and Davis McIsaac making such big impacts for this team. The true pioneers for the AHSAA. And being able to be celebrated, be honored before the game here at John Meals Field. The final game in the regular season for Lee Scott Academy. Before playoffs get started, Lee Scott Academy will go to St. James in round 1. And my goodness, we've seen the playoff bracket, and it's a relatively attackable one, I would say, for Lee Scott Academy. You could possibly have a couple of rematches in the second and third round, even the fourth round. A possibility of Lee Scott and Glenwood meeting in the Final Four. All of that in the cards, but trying to get your final tune-ups here this afternoon. And as you see, about 92.374% of the time after a coach's meeting, a first pitch strike. Don't fact check me on that, but be willing to say it's somewhere close to that. Two-seamer off the end of the bat, sprayed foul, 0-2.
It was a very specific percentage. I thought you had that written down in the card somewhere.
If you say things with confidence, nobody questions anything.
That's right.
Runners on first and second, 1 gone here in the top half of the second inning. No score between the Indians and the Warriors. 0-2 is a fastball lifted down the third base line. Andrew Owen lost it. Bermuda Triangle. Preston Hughley will call everybody off and will make the grab, falling to his backside. A really tough grab. Hughley able to make it, almost overrunning it, but falling to the seat of his pants, able to make the grab for the second out of the inning.
A great job taking charge. He was holding the runner on at second base. He had to make a long run from holding him on and in double play depth. And was able to go there and save his third baseman, his young 8th grader, from that, because it was a tough one. Back into the sun, behind the bag.
Working now with 2 outs. Goes after the first pitch, does Browning, and rips it over the head of Bo King. That's going to get down and get in the corner, or rather get in the hole. 1 run will score. The second will not. Griffin Gaston able to keep it to a long single. But the first pitch from Bobo Browning didn't try to do too much with it. Just found a barrel and put the Indians on the board there in the top half of the second inning.
Yeah, fastball up in the zone, like you said, didn't get too big. Just delivered it right over King's head into the gap. And the ice is broken.
Back to the top of the lineup in Aiden Peak. He flew out to center on the first pitch he saw. Chops one in the 5-6 hole. That's going to get through, and that'll score another run. Runner on third was Peyton Dickey, and so now both free passes here in the second inning have come around and plated runs for the Wetumpka Indians. And both of them on singles, both on the first pitch.
And that was one thing we didn't see in the Dadeville series, was the amount of free passes. Saw 0 in the first 2 games and only 1 in the third game. So that's something that Coach Cook likes in that series, but not here.
After the first pitch again, as Connor Jacks thrips it into center field. The runner at second will be waved around. The throw is cut off 3 pitches, 3 singles, 3 RBIs. And here in the top half of the second inning, a 3-spot for Wetumpka. They haven't necessarily been bad pitches by any means. The fastball to Bobo Browning, again, we mentioned it was up and in the middle of the zone, but the one to Aiden Peak was a breaking ball in the outside corner that he was just able to find a hole in the 5-6 gap. And then Connor Jacks, a fastball on the inside part of the plate, but found just enough barrel to muscle it out to center field. And because of that, we will go to a new arm here at John Meals Field. Top half of the second inning, 2 on, 2 outs. Wetumpka with a 3-spot, and we'll give you the new name and the number on the mound when we return here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Russell Building Supply is your hometown home improvement store. You'll find what you need when you need it. And as a Russell Rewards member, you'll be in the know about monthly specials and exclusive offers. Russell Building Supply, East University in Auburn, across from Cary Creek Publix.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
Back at John Meals Field, the new pitcher on the mound for the Warriors, Miles Rogers, comes in with a 0.64 ERA in 3 appearances, making his 4th today, with a 1-0 record, the right-hander. And he comes in inheriting 2 runners with 2 outs in the top of the second. 2-0 is your score. 3-0 is your score. As the Warriors try to stop the bleeding here on senior day and get the boys back in the dugout and back in the batter's box.
Yeah, Miles Rogers, 11 innings pitched so far this season. He's given up 4 hits, 3 runs, only one of them earned. 7 strikeouts to 4 walks. And, yeah, an inning that escalated rather quickly. One that you were a pitch away, and then 3 pitches later, it was 3 RBI singles in a 3-spot for Wetumpka. They now have 4 hits on the afternoon. And the 3-hole hitter, Kyle Richardson, who struck out swinging his first time up, will dig in, as you mentioned, partners with runners on first and second. And 2 gone here in the inning. First pitch from Rogers is a fastball that misses outside. Warrior infield playing very up the middle are the middle infielders. And the third baseman and first baseman very much in no doubles, trying to prevent a ball from being laced into the corner. Fastball runs inside, 2-0 the count. Couple of looks towards second from Miles, and an inside move, throws back, almost gets into center field. I think it was Bo King that may have slipped trying to plant. Thankfully able to keep the baseball with him, so nobody will advance.
Yeah, it was a bit of a slip, and he had to come across the runner a little bit. Reaching across nearly was a disaster.
The 2-0 to Kyle Richardson. The 3-hole hitter. Where's number 20, the designated hitter for the Indians? Breaking ball stays up, maybe a touch in as well. 3 balls and no strikes. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for Lee Scott Academy. Ryland Smith, Harrison Snow, and Rush Dunlap. Once the Warriors get to the home half of the second, and we hope that it's within this at bat. The 3-0. Fastball down Broadway, in for a strike. The senior class for this Lee Scott Academy squad went 82-33 during their 4 years. Hoping to continue to add numbers in the left side of that column today and into the playoffs. The 3-1 runner from second is off and running. It's a called strike. Ryland Smith may not have had a chance with the outside fastball. If he had thrown it, it may have gone right into the helmet of Richardson at third, or maybe just didn't pick it up cleanly. So both runners will advance. The runner at first was much more delayed after realizing that the runner at second had taken off. Most importantly, Miles Rogers is a pitch away from sending us to the home half of the second inning. The 3-2 fastball instead stays outside. It'll load the bases.
It's now the fourth free pass given up by Warriors pitchers in the first inning in 2/3.
Next up for the Indians,
2 walks
12,
and 2 hit by pitches.
Logan Fawcett.
Now the Indians are really threatening here. Base hit could break it open.
4 straight have reached for the Indians. And 6 in the inning. They lead it 3-0. First pitch is a big swing and a miss from Logan Fawcett, the catcher, who singled to right. Untraditionally his first time up. Hit it straight up the chute into shallow right field. Bo King couldn't get there in time. Griffin Gaston lost it. Couldn't make the diving grab, able to throw him out at second prior to the run coming around and scoring. 0-1. Fastball just down, evens the count. Although it's a 3-spot, Lee Scott looking to surrender, or rather get back a little bit of that momentum. Although it is a big number at 3, if he can stay at 3, you feel like a little bit of that stays in the first base dugout. A big at-bat here early. As Miles Rogers on in relief. Tries to keep the Indians where they are here in the second inning. The 1-1 breaking ball lifted into straightaway right center field. Center fielder Donaldson will call off Gaston and will make the grab for the third out of the inning. A nice job from Miles Rogers dealing with the 3 and 4 hitters. A walk, but then a lazy fly out to retire the side. The damage was done. Wetumpka gets 3 on 3 straight RBI singles on only 3 pitches, but the Lee Scott Warriors keep it at 3, and we'll see if they can respond and chip away as we head to the home half of the second inning right after this here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
When bones get out of joint, the Orthopedic Clinic is here, providing expert care and surgery when needed wherever it hurts. Hand, wrist, foot, or ankle, back, neck, or hip. Offering minimally invasive surgery and cutting-edge joint replacement. Serving patients from throughout the region. See the sports injury experts for athletes of all types. Don't wait. Schedule an examination today. The Orthopedic Clinic. Call for an appointment 334-749-8303 or visit theorthoclinic.com.
Every sports team has a glue guy, the unsung hero that does the dirty work. Society's glue guys are towing companies. Whether your car is in an accident or you own a business and need a vehicle moved, we all need tow trucks. When you need one, call Auburn Express Towing, offering 24-hour towing services. AET specializes in parking lot and private property towing in Auburn. Call 334-821-6033. Auburn Express Towing, located at 615 Opelika Road.
Well, you knew it was going to take runs to win the baseball game anyway. Now you just know that it needs at least 3, maybe that 4. If you're a Lee Scott Warrior faithful, as the Indians put up 3 in the top half of the second inning, we head to the home half. It'll be Ryland Smith, Harrison Snow, Rush Dunlap due up for the Lee Scott Academy Warriors. He is Caleb Robertson. I'm Christian Griffin. We appreciate everybody for being here with us on this Monday afternoon, a game that was scheduled a little bit late for the Lee Scott Warriors, trying to get their one final tune-up game, trying to make it to where they don't go a full week in between playing baseball games. And a playoff team in Wetumpka in their own region, in their own division. Leads at 3-0 after 1.5, but hoping that Lee Scott can chip away and fight back. You don't need all 3 here by any means, but starts with a base runner. See if you can pass the baton, and it starts with Ryland Smith, who tried to make 4 left turns and hit one over the left field wall. Comes up just empty. Ryland Smith was the hero in game 1 in that walk-off win that sent Lee Scott to the playoffs. Had a couple of other hits in the series as well. 0-1 is chopped into the third base dugout. Quickly 0-2. Partner, I know you're big on it just as much as I am, but seeing the tempo of Ashmore on the mound and throwing the ball over that little white thing. A lot of first pitch strikes, a lot of 0-2s, 1-2s. He's doing what he needs to do so far. Elevated fastball is a waste pitch. Ryland doesn't go after it, 1-2.
An underrated part of that is when you're firing in strikes, it keeps your defense active as well. It keeps them on their toes because they know that it's going to be a good pitch to hit, and they got to be on their toes and go make a play for you.
That may expand the corners just a little bit from the home plate umpire. The 1-2. Breaking ball looked like a pretty good front door breaking ball. Smith lifted up the arms, and that may have been just enough action to not cause the home plate umpire to ring up the Warrior catcher. Count even at 2-2. Ashmore working from the windup. Fastball, not sure how that one didn't hit the jersey of Ryland Smith. Runs up and in. We'll see a payoff pitch. Warriors trying to get their first base runner of the afternoon and get a leadoff base runner here in the second. Ashmore wearing number 3. Gets the sign from Fawcett. Kicks and fires. Fastball in on the hands, but Ryland Smith able to muscle it out into left field past the diving Lombardi. There is the first base runner. There is the first hit. And a leadoff one at that here in the second for Lee Scott Academy.
Nice job by Smith. Got behind in the count, worked it back full, then got a fastball in the inner half. Got jammed a little bit, like you said, but was able to muscle it out to left field. And you give up a 3 spot in the top of the inning, and you come back and you get a leadoff man on. That's big. You can start to turn that momentum a little bit.
Ball almost like a bouncy ball that when it bounces one way, the second bounce shoots the other way. That ball off the turf in the infield, shot past the diving glove of Lombardi. And again, only turf here in foul ground, but with how well this Lee Scott Warrior field and John Meals field looks, I mean, it would take some convincing looking at it from here that it's not all turf all the way around. A beautiful sight for high school baseball here in Auburn, Alabama. Harrison Snow will dig in with a runner on first and nobody out, and that runner is Mr. Ethan Hardy. Again, a man we get to celebrate here for Senior Day. Not able to be on the mound and get the start. Not sure exactly, again, if that injury is throughout playoffs or if that's something just to keep him until playoffs as a possible little sneak attack arm. First pitch fastball, not quite a wild pitch, but all but a pitch out rather. But worked like 1-0. Fastball runs up and in, 2-0 on Harrison Snow. And now you start getting greedy. If you can get back-to-back base runners, try and see that momentum shift its way back down the right field and first base line. Ethan Hardy stands at first. Harrison Snow, who had a heck of a weekend against Dadeville, had 2 hits in every single game, a couple of RBIs as well. Swinging a really, really hot bat, came into play today, batting at even .400. The 2-0. Hardy's off and running. The pitch is elevated. The throw down is in time. A perfect throw from Fawcett on a perfect pitch to do it. And the leadoff base runner is retired. The pitch misses upstairs. It's 3-0, and man, I don't. 2-0 count, you know it's most likely a fastball. And you're a pitch away now from runners on first and second. Instead, the bases are empty with 1 gone. Here in the inning. 3-0 down the heart of the plate. Snow taking all the way.
Yeah, I was just about to say that's the first time that the Warriors have been in a hitter's count.
3-1. Runs upstairs. There's ball 4.
So when you finally get in a hitter's count like that, you want to get your guy a fastball. I don't know if I necessarily agree with the decision to steal that bag there.
In case this is, we hope that it's not. We hope that Ryland has a pretty nice day at the plate, and we get to see Ethan Hardy a couple of times. But talking about number 1, Ethan Hardy playing 3 seasons of baseball here at Lee Scott Academy, planning to attend Auburn University, so not going far. It was the first pitch from Dunlap, or to Dunlap, rather, from Colton Ashmore. Catches the outside corner for a called strike 1. Breaking ball. Tried to back foot him. Did Ashmore. Dunlap didn't offer at it. The count even at 1-1. Tallies on the board. A ball, a strike, in and out here in the home half of the second inning. Fastball from Ashmore gets Rush Dunlap to check his swing, but the home plate umpire says that it's a called strike regardless, 1-2. A lot of room on the right side of the infield if Dunlap could pull one that way. He tried to, but went to the changeup. Did Ashmore, the first time that we've seen it. Something that you're seeing grow more and more popular to left-handed hitters with 2 strikes. It looks like the fastball that he saw earlier in the count swings over top of it, and he's the second out of the inning.
Now stepping in for the Warriors, number 21.
First strikeout from Colton Ashmore. And in steps Butter Owen. The Warrior third baseman. Andrew takes a pitch head high for ball 1. The back pick to first. But able to dive back in safely as Harrison Snow. Get you caught up to speed. The Lee Scott Sports Network, a.k.a. myself, has named Andrew Owen Butter because of his smooth play at the hot corner.
I was wondering where that came from.
Yeah.
Didn't know if I'd missed something or.
It's hard to say otherwise. He's ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Doesn't offer at that one. Fastball right on the black. Wouldn't have really done much with that one anyway, 2-1.
Thought that was a generous 2-0 strike call.
Yeah, I agree. Nice lead over at first from Snow. He's not off and running. 2-1, misses upstairs for ball 3. Lee Scott had a leadoff single from Ryland Smith. It was Ethan Hardy that came in and pinch ran for him. He was caught stealing, thrown out at second on a perfect throw right on the second base bag from Fawcett behind the dish. Harrison Snow walked. Andrew Owen late on the 3-1, chops it foul after a Rush Dunlap struck out swinging. So we'll have a payoff pitch. Harrison Snow will be off and running on the pitch. See if Andrew Owen can find a gap here. And the junior Harrison Snow can show off the wheels a little bit. He's off and running. The 3-2 is sprayed foul over by the concession stand in the softball complex. We'll do it again. Braves and Nationals just getting started here this evening. You, as myself, big-time Atlanta Braves fans. The 3-2. Owen able to slap it in between the shortstop and third baseman. Harrison Snow will have to throw on the brakes with the ball hit to the left side. But Owen finds another barrel, and the Warriors have their first runner in scoring position here in the home second.
Beautiful job getting a fastball in a 3-2 count. So the second time this inning the Warriors have gotten a hit, and both of them have been in 3-2 counts.
What a perfect time to talk about the Braves as they lead the MLB in OPS and average hitting the four-seam fastball. Means we should talk about them more often to get more fastballs here.
The Braves also lead the league in affection by Caleb Robertson.
First pitch is a fastball, runs inside on Luke Donaldson. Not much love for the entire NL East, but that being said, we love what's happening with the NL East right now.
Oh, absolutely.
The 1-0 to the senior Luke Donaldson. He lifts into shallow center field. Center fielder Browning will jog in and make the grab to retire the side. The Warriors threaten in the home half of the second inning, and at least you can take that momentum with you. Hopefully the Warriors can take it to the mound with them as Miles Rogers goes back to work. Wetumpka 3, Lee Scott 0. We're through 2 here at John Meals Field. And to the third inning we go when we return here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Every sports team has a glue guy, the unsung hero that does the dirty work. Society's glue guys are towing companies. Whether your car is in an accident or you own a business and need a vehicle moved, we all need tow trucks. When you need one, call Auburn Express Towing, offering 24-hour towing services. AET specializes in parking lot and private property towing in Auburn. Call 334-821-6033. Auburn Express Towing, located at 615 Opelika Road.
Winter is in full swing at Mountain High Outfitters. Come see all the great gear to keep you warm and dry in style. From the North Face, Patagonia, Free People Movement, Viore, or Local Boy, we have you set for every day or your ski or snowboarding trip this season. Come see Mountain High Outfitters on South College next to Tzatziki's in the heart of Auburn. Experience the difference at Mountain High Outfitters. Get out, get active, be inspired, and live your passion.
Miles Rogers back on the mound here as we start inning number 3. And that's also the Wetumpka lead. They lead it by a field goal following 4 straight reaching
Miller Lombardi
for the Wetumpka Indians. 4 straight and 6 in the inning, and 3 straight singles on 3 straight pitches, all with RBIs attached to them as well. Miles Rogers worked out of a bases-loaded jam in the top half of the 3rd. He now gets a full inning to start with nobody on base and see if he can work the first 1, 2, 3 inning for Lee Scott Academy. It's 5, 6, and 7. Lombardi, Evers, and Dickey. The first 3 that Rogers will face here in the 3rd. First 2 fastballs can't find the zone. There's a get-me-over breaking ball, a really good pitch. Miller Lombardi lined out to right his first time up. It was a heck of a play from Griffin Gaston. He lifts one now to left field, and Rush Dunlap running over to his left will camp under it and make the grab for the first out of the inning.
All right, got a question for you.
Uh-oh.
Last inning, the Indians sent 9 men to the plate. Do you count that as batting around,
No.
or is it batting around? See, I
Batting
could not
around,
agree more.
Batting arounds means the player who started the inning gets another at-bat.
Thank you so much.
And even if I thought it was the other way around, considering we're on the Lee Scott Sports Network, I'd still say no. But no, I am a firm believer batting around means you get 2 at-bats in 1 inning.
Couldn't agree more, partner.
There we go. It's hard being on the same page the whole time.
I know, I mean, great minds think alike, and then there's whatever the heck you and I are.
First pitch fastball, and then the breaking ball can't find the zone. The second one that Henry Evers sees, hit on his hands, gets a swing and a miss, brings the count to 2-1. Working quickly on the mound. Fastball, breaking ball, fastball, breaking ball. So far the sequence to Evers, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. Came around and was the first run to score in that second inning. Now right back to the fastball. Fouled it off the glove of Smith. Brings the count full, 3-2. Appreciate everybody for being here with us as we approach the 6 o'clock hour here in Auburn, Alabama. John Meals Field setting the site for Senior Day for the 5 Warriors that were able to be honored and celebrated before the first pitch. Miles Rogers. You can only see the eyes on the mound between the glove and the hat. The 3-2 goes to the fastball, ripped into the glove of Henry Evers. Apologies of Ryland Smith off the bat of Henry Evers. It was more so tipped, not ripped. It could be ripped into the glove.
Next up for the Indians, number 2.
Resulted in an out either way.
Yeah, I mean, an L2. An L2 strikeout. Something you don't see very often.
The only ever line out to the catcher.
Surprised that hasn't been a ruling. As the chopper hit over to Hughley, he'll field it on a Sunday hop throw across the diamond, and Barrett Cook will make the stretch and collect it for the 3rd out of the inning. Miles Rogers goes 1-2-3 in the top half of the 3rd with something we've never seen before in the game of baseball, a line out to the catcher behind the plate. We head to the home half of the 3rd inning right after this here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leak protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
Lee Scott Academy Baseball on Tiger Country 104.5 and the Lee Scott Sports Network is presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
To the home half of the third inning we go here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. Miles Rogers works a 1-2-3 top half of the third. See if the Warriors can rally behind him. It'll be 9-1-2 due up for Lee Scott Academy. Bo King, Preston Hughley, and Griffin Gaston. But before we get to the home half of the third, let's pause 10 seconds for a station identification here on the Lee Scott Sports Network.
Tiger Country 104.5 is a Radio Alabama station, part of the Auburn Networks family. WAUE HD2, Waverly, Auburn, Opelika.
Auburn, Opelika Country. Tiger Country 104.5.
Home third here at John Meals Field. The Wetumpka Indians lead it 3-0 over your Lee Scott Academy Warriors. All three surrendered in the top half of the second inning. Lee Scott Academy threatened in the home second, couldn't bring a run across. We'll see if they can rally here with a new arm on the mound. Number 24, Owen Piles, a lengthy lefty. First arm in relief. You would imagine it would be a little bit of a Johnny Holstaff, everybody getting a little bit of work for Wetumpka. Breaking ball. A really nice pitch for a called strike, too. By no means is this a disrespect to the man I'm about to mention, but you'll see the respect for it. A little Chris Sale arm action as that breaking ball is chopped over to second. Second baseman Dickey will throw it across the Nobles to retire Bo King.
Yeah, we would never disrespect the great Chris Sale.
The Warriors, number 8.
Especially not
Preston
with us two
Hughley.
in the booth.
No. But you see the similarities.
Absolutely you can.
And for the radio side of things, the same lefty that starts on the far left side of the rubber and steps almost with his body closed and throws across his body, makes that fastball harder to see, makes the breaking ball that much more difficult to pick up as well. First pitch to Hughley, can't find the zone. Fastball right there for a called strike one. A little bit of zip on the southpaw Piles, the senior. Preston Hughley lined out to left his first time up. And now a running grab from Peak over in right. Apologies, that is 2 lineouts to right. I wrote L7, it was an L9 because we made the joke about Mr. Peak not having to move. So Hughley has squared up 2 baseballs, but both have found the glove of Aiden Peak in right field. Quickly 2 gone here in the home half of the third inning. Now a really tough at-bat for Griffin Gaston right now. First pitch breaking ball on the outside corner for a called strike one. And from where Piles releases this baseball, it's almost behind the lefty Gaston. 0-1. Breaking ball fouled off the netting. Quickly 0-2.
It's really tough when you've got a guy standing that far on the rubber and coming across with that motion like he does, throwing a breaking ball. You feel like you have to step out just to see the pitch.
The 0-2. Went to the elevated fastball. Not sure how Gaston was able to even put a barrel on it. Able to lift it foul into the parking lot. Everybody holds their breath and makes the look over there, but you didn't hear the, The 0-2. Lifted down the left field line. Going to be a tough play for the left fielder Evers. He's able to lose his hat and make the grab. Running straight into the dugout. The shortstop Lombardi, what a teammate it is, picking up the hat for his left fielder. And quickly go the Warriors in the home half of the third. We head to the top half of the fourth inning right after this here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Owner Sean Snow founded Advanced Graphics in 2004 to satisfy a missing service need in East Alabama. 20 years later, Advanced Graphics has proven mission accomplished. For any comprehensive graphic need, vehicle wraps, decals, signs, custom apparel, and even those difficult-to-source laser-engraved ADA signs. The dedicated staff at Advanced Graphics offers exceptional quality with amazing customer service. Contact Advanced Graphics today at 334-501-8600. That's 501-8600. Advanced Graphics in Auburn. World-class service with local attention.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union. Homegrown and member-owned.
We love our members love us.
Oh, yes, ever since I got off active duty, they have helped me. I would recommend to anyone, if you really want to get your finances in order, come and see for yourself. I promise you, they will help you get on the path to financial freedom.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union with 2 local branches. Membership eligibility required. Accounts federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration.
Moving right along quickly through 3 here at John Meals Field. Wetumpka 3, Lee Scott Academy nothing as we head to the top half of the fourth inning. That'll be Asher Nobles, Bobo Browning, and Aiden Peak due up in the top half of the fourth inning. Asher Nobles popped up to shortstop his first time out. A really nice play from Hughley down the left field line. First pitch fastball along the shoot tops. Breaking ball fouled straight back. 1-1 the count. Miles Rogers remains on the mound. Went right back to the breaking ball. That one stays just outside, 2-1. Soft contact created down the first base line. Barrett Cook tried to field it in fair territory, but it will roll just foul before he is able to pick it up. Count moves to 2-2. And apologies, I was supposed to let everybody know that that foul ball did, in fact, hit a car and hit it pretty loudly. The better half of me, who lets me know when I'm incorrect quite often. I was incorrect on that foul ball, so apologies. And apologies to the car and the fan that walks away with a souvenir.
And an appointment at Safe Flight.
Yeah. Umpires came together to see if it possibly skipped over the first base bag before Cook was able to get to it, but they will agree that it'll be a foul ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fastball is fouled straight back. We'll do it again.
We've yet to get a foul ball this year on a broadcast, you and I.
I haven't gotten one all year.
Oh, man.
I got a couple last year. I was able to actually make a pretty nice grab on a couple of them. As a pretty nice grab is made from Ryland Smith behind the dish on the beautiful curveball. Gets a swing and a miss. Miles Rogers picks up his first strikeout. Tried to somehow make that connect.
We made a heck of a grab last inning on the line out to the catcher.
We did. This one was not a line out. This one was just a routine grab made from Smith. Miles Rogers back to the strike zone. It's called a ball as the pitch misses inside for Bobo Browning.
That was the old right down the middle for ball 1.
Bobo Browning got the party started in the second inning. He was the first of 3 straight RBI singles as that fastball. Ryland Smith was set up on the outside corner. It bounced on the inside corner and plunked the home plate umpire. And we'll preface this, by no means was that on purpose for the pitch before. Chalk it down to baseball.
Yeah, no way. Just an unfortunate coincidence.
Umpires will come together and meet just to give a home plate umpire a little bit of time. I didn't spend too much time as a catcher, but it's got to feel very similar to one of those ones where you feel like you disappointed your parents and sorry isn't even enough. Home plate umpire says, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
Well, it's even more unfortunate that he's there the entire game.
Yeah.
So if he's still in pain, he's groaning in pain right behind you.
3 balls, no strikes to Bobo Browning. Fastball taken down the heart of the plate, 3-1. Yeah, one of those, sorry, Jim. Yeah, shut up and call the game. 3-1. Misses outside for ball 4. That'll be a 1-out base runner for the Indians of Wetumpka. That'll flip the lineup back on its head with Aiden Peak.
Now stepping in for Wetumpka, number 5, Aiden Peak.
Peak with a fly out to center field and a single to left. He has a hit and an RBI tallied to his name. One of the 4 hits and one of the 3 RBIs. First pitch he sees is a fastball in the left-handed box. It's going to work its way to the backstop. Browning's going to get a free 90 feet and another runner in scoring position for the Indians. Lee Scott worked a 1-2-3 top half of the 3rd inning. It was their first of the afternoon. But Lee Scott was retired 1-2-3 in that same half inning. And so you feel like the momentum stayed in the third base dugout, and now they're threatening here in the top half of the 4th. A back pick. Browning just able to get that right arm to the base in time before the tag applied from Fuquay at second. Aiden Peak in the right-handed box. The right fielder wears number 5. Has made a couple of nice plays in that right field spot. 1-0 front door breaking ball, a called strike to even the count at 1. A 1-1. It is a breaking ball in the dirt. A nice stop from Smith. 2 balls and a strike. We're not allowed to talk about it. 3 runs on 4 hits for the Indians as that fastball is sprayed back to even the count at 2-2. 3 runs on 4 hits for Wetumpka. No runs on 2 hits for the Warriors, and Miles Rogers trying to get Lee Scott back into the dugouts. Runner on second, 1 gone. Trying to salvage some of the momentum. Rogers a couple of looks back towards second. Now will kick and fire a breaking ball lifted into left center field. That's going to get down for a hit. The runner will advance from second. He is waved around. He slips and falls. Andrew Owen cut the ball off and didn't think there was going to be a play. Looked back towards second before being told to throw it back towards home. Unfortunate for him, he didn't see it. He didn't have the opportunity to see the slip and fall, and because of that, it'll turn into an RBI single yet again for Peak, and he takes the extra base on the throw. RBI singles in his last 2 plate appearances. And he will replace Bobo Browning, who yet again will score off of a free pass given up by the Warriors. And Wetumpka now leads it 4-0. And a cue ball off the end of the bat, grounded over to Barrett Cook. He'll make the flip over to Miles Rogers, who is fielding his position nicely. Miles Rogers will race back into the infield. Runner goes from second to third. Thought about trying to score, but Rogers heads up after stepping on the first base bag, eyeing him down and forcing him to scamper back to third for out number 2.
Yeah, and Peak, as he rounded third,
Now stepping in for the Indians, number 20,
came into the turf.
Kyle Richardson.
As we got the artificial grass in foul ground, real grass in fair territory.
As the first pitch over to Kyle Richardson, chopped over to Preston Hughley. He'll throw it across the diamond for the 3rd out of the inning. And so 1 run scores, but could have been more. Miles Rogers does a nice job limiting the damage, and we'll complete that thought on the other side of this break as we head to the home half of the 4th inning. Right after this, you're listening to Radio Alabama Sports on Tiger Country 104.5, and this is the Lee Scott Sports Network presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
1907. Auburn had no paved roads, no local newspaper, a few automobiles, very little electricity or indoor plumbing, and one bank, Auburn Bank. For all these years, we've had a part in shaping and serving Auburn, Opelika, and East Alabama, a steadfast partner to our customers, meeting financial needs at just the right times. How do we know our community so well? Because we've grown up together. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, online at auburnbank.com.
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
The Indians of Wetumpka strike again in the top half of the fourth inning. They lead it 4-0 over the Lee Scott Academy Warriors. And it'll be 3, 4, and 5. Heart of the lineup, Barrett Cook, Ryland Smith, Harrison Snow due up here in the fourth inning. But, partner, completing your thought before you were so rudely interrupted by Miles Rogers creating soft contact.
Yeah, I mean, how dare he? Does he not know that I'm talking on the Lee Scott Sports Network? But no, it's a bit of an adjustment for Wetumpka because they've got their spikes on, right, to play in the dirt and the grass, obviously. But then they run on the into foul ground on the turf, and they've slipped twice now in the past inning on this turf, rounding the third base back. So that's something to keep an eye on. If they continue to do so, something that Lee Scott can maybe take advantage of.
First pitch to Barrett Cook is a fastball that catches the outside corner. Owen Piles remains on the mound. Where's number 24, the lefty senior? Tried to aim that fastball, missed it downstairs. 1-1 the count. Barrett Cook flew out to center field his first time up, just missed. Sending one where he sent one in game one of the series against Dadeville. Sent it over there by the light pole in between the 345 sign and 360 sign in left center field. Wouldn't complain if he got the opportunity to do so here. Breaking ball along the shoe tops, 3-1 the count. It's a tough at-bat for lefties, as we mentioned, obviously, with already the southpaw, but the arm angle and the run that Piles delivers with. But even on a righty, by no means an easy at-bat. It's an arm slot that you don't see very often, as that one lifted foul down the right field line off the hitting barn. But it's an arm angle that you don't see often, which means the curveball or slider has a little bit of movement that you haven't quite seen before. The 3-2 went to the backdoor breaking ball, a really nice pitch, but Barrett Cook able to spray it foul. And right on cue, a ball that most hitters give up on because, again, that starts in the middle of the left-handed batter's box but works its way at least to the black of the outside corner, one that Barrett Cook has to at least offer at. And able to live to see another pitch. Lee Scott looking for a leadoff base runner. The 3-2 is lifted into straightaway center field. Center fielder runs back and shows his numbers, then will camp under it a step or two shy of the warning track. Allowed out number one. Barrett Cook, man, has just missed a couple of big flies, but he's retired for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, you can tell he's seeing it well. Was 3 for 8 in the series against Dadeville with a homer. Just missed one in his first at bat right there. Made some good contact in his second. But the pitch that really impressed me was that breaking ball that you talked about with 2 strikes. He got a lot of good wood to that. That's encouraging to see going down the stretch.
Ryland Smith, a little check swing, really tough pitch. A breaking ball right at the back hip. Smith comes up empty, 0-1. And there it is right there, a pitch that looks like a fastball that you may be caught leaning over the plates with the lefty tail and backs right into you. There's the fastball, but catcher Fawcett will bring the baseball up with a little bit of dirt, and the count even at 1-1. Lee Scott only 2 hits on the afternoon. Ryland Smith, one of them, into left field. Big swing and a miss at the breaking ball that skipped across the plate, 1-2. Wetumpka with 3 in the second and 1 in the top half of the fourth. And we sit here in the home half of the fourth. Lee Scott trying to get a base runner in scoring position. The 1-2. There's a fastball elevated. And Smith deposited over by the American flag. The ball and 2 strikes on the Warrior catcher. Came in today hitting .310. The 1-2. Fastball yet again. And he's able to lift it foul down the left or down the right field line. You haven't seen the results of it, but a couple of really good at-bats put together by the Warriors here this afternoon. A couple of lineouts from Preston Hughley. A couple of loud flyouts from Barrett Cook. 1-2. There's a breaking ball hitting the exact same spot as the last one, past the outstretched glove of Lombardi at shorts. Ryland Smith. 2 at-bats, 2 singles. And other than one being a fastball, one being a breaking ball, couldn't hit it in the exact same spot if you tried to. But he'll make his way to the dugout, and Ethan Hardy will come out and run for him.
Yeah, Hardy perhaps getting a chance here to redeem himself from the last time. Got caught stealing.
Harrison Snow will dig in to the right-handed batter's box, continuing to swing a really hot bat. He walked his first time up. Goes after the first pitch, was late on it, 0-1. Teams realizing that if there's one person to beat you, it is not Harrison Snow. Takes a fastball just below the knees to even the count. Came into play today again, hitting .400. 28 hits, 17 RBIs. A lot of walks in there as well. Tallied another one in his first at-bat, and he's ahead in the count, 2-1. That fastball either appeared to be a pitch out or it was just enough to bring Fawcett out of his crouch. 2 balls and a strike. A short lead over for Hardy at first. He's not off and running as that fastball well outside again. A nice stop from Fawcett just to put leather on it and keep it from going to the backstop, but Harrison Snow ahead in the count, 3 balls and a strike. If you can find a way to, at worst, match what Wetumpka put up in the top half, you feel like that momentum can stay at least a little bit in the first base dugout. Fastball runs up and in. Harrison Snow has been a statue at the plate both times, but he's made his way to first both times with 2 walks.
Yeah, if there's one thing that the movie Moneyball taught me, it's that walks are just as good as a single. You'll take a free 90 feet any way you can get it.
Wetumpka has capitalized on what feels like just about every single free pass that Lee Scott has offered them. See if Lee Scott can do the exact same thing and return the favor with Rush Dunlap, the switch hitter, now stepping into the right-handed batter's box to face the lefty Piles. First pitch he sees is ripped foul just over the first base coach's box. And with the sun playing a factor on that, happy everybody's okay.
You mentioned it earlier, and we hinted at it a few times in the broadcast, but Peak playing well over in the right center field gap, so if a righty could deliver one right down the line, we could be dancing in the streets.
Piles a couple of looks towards second. Now kicks and fires a breaking ball that runs up and in and hits Rush Dunlap on the arm. And just like that, Lee Scott has loaded him up here in the fourth.
Well, you talked about it. Got to capitalize on these types of opportunities.
Next up for the Warriors, number 21.
And who better than the young 8th grader to come up and on senior night in one of the biggest moments of the game. Represents the tying run.
Andrew Owen in the right-handed batter's box to face the lefty Owen Piles. The bases are loaded. First pitch is in the dirt for ball 1. And the last thing you can do right now, if you're Andrew Owen or any Warrior, is allow Piles to help himself and easily work out of this inning. No outs on the bases. and don't gift him an out at the plate. The 1-0 runs inside, 2 balls and no strikes. Trouble finding the zone right now for Piles. Walked Harrison Snow, he hit Rush Dunlap, and now behind in the count, 2-0 on Butter Owen. 2-0. Fastball right at the knees on the outside corner, 2-1.
Breaks a streak of 6 straight balls thrown by Piles.
Corner infielders are in on the grass. Middle infield is back. There's the 2-1 fastball. Owen tried to shoot it right down the first base line and put it right where you were talking about earlier, partner, right in that right field gap. Otherwise, man, you're watching this Lee Scott team show off their speed. Instead, you're watching Bo King show off his speed down the right field line, collecting the foul ball. A Warrior on every base here in the home half of the 4th inning. 1 out. Wetumpka leads at 4-0. Lee Scott trying to claw their way back. The 2-2 is blooped into right field. Right fielder makes a sliding grab. The runner at third is Ethan Hardy. He will score as the ball gets away. Runners will advance from second to third and from first to second. And now I believe Wetumpka is coming out to argue whether or not Hardy had to slide or if he tagged up. As of right now, it's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Andrew Owen. Third base umpire who was right on top of it. They stepped on the rubber, stepped off through to third, and the third base umpire said that Hardy did tag, and so he was able to show off the speed.
Luke Donaldson.
And by no means will you ever complain about a sacrifice fly, but it was a heck of a play from Peak in right field. To at worst, every Warrior going 90 feet. If not, a couple of runs scoring. But Lee Scott does do what we asked, and at worst matched what Wetumpka did in the top half. It's 4-1. Here's the senior Luke Donaldson. Digs in for his second at-bat of the afternoon. First pitch misses just outside. Pike, a long look in, or Piles, apologies. A long look in towards Fawcett. The 1-0. There's a fastball down the heart of the plate, 1-1. Luke Donaldson celebrating senior night here this afternoon. Played 2 seasons here at Lee Scott Academy. And as every single senior is planning on attending Auburn University. So not moving too far away from home. We'll still be able to tune in and be in contact here with this Lee Scott Warrior team. Breaking ball stays well upstairs. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, every senior except for the Georgia Tech basketball commit, Hayden Harper.
That is accurate, yes. The 2-1. In at the knees, 3 balls and a strike. Harrison Snow stands at third. Rush Dunlap stands at second. 3 balls and a strike on Luke Donaldson. Piles kicks and fires. Fastball in the inside corner. 3-2 the count. Infield now has moved back, creating as much range, especially the middle infielders, and giving them an opportunity to try and throw out Donaldson given the opportunity. Instead, we would love to see the speed of the Warriors on the bases. The 3-2 is ripped. One hopped over to Lombardi at short. He will throw it across the diamond in time for the third out of the inning. Donaldson hit it on the screws, but my goodness, perfectly placed and a perfect one hop for Lombardi. He fields it cleanly, and that will retire the side. The Warriors get on the board, however, and they respond to what Wetumpka does in the top half with one of their own. 4-1. After 4, we head to the 5th inning right after this here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Russell Building Supply is your hometown home improvement store. You'll find what you need when you need it. And as a Russell Rewards member, you'll be in the know about monthly specials and exclusive offers. Russell Building Supply, East University in Auburn, across from Cary Creek Publix.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Winter is in full swing at Mountain High Outfitters. Come see all the great gear to keep you warm and dry in style. From the North Face, Patagonia, Free People Movement, Viore, or Local Boy, we have you set for every day or your ski or snowboarding trip this season. Come see Mountain High Outfitters on South College next to Tzatziki's in the heart of Auburn. Experience the difference at Mountain High Outfitters. Get out, get active, be inspired, and live your passion.
Lee Scott Academy Baseball, 5th inning action, is brought to you by Jeffco Trent Funeral Home and Crematory on Tiger Country 104.5.
To the top half of the 5th inning we go here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. He is Caleb Robertson. I'm Christian Griffin. We appreciate everybody for being here with us as we approach the 6:30 hour here Central Time in Auburn, Alabama. John Meals Field setting the site for Lee Scott Academy Senior Day. And a reminder that the 5th inning of today's broadcast is presented by Jeffco Trent Funeral Home and Crematory, serving Opelika, Auburn, and Lee County since 1988. Partner could have been a little bit more for Lee Scott Academy, yet that being said, if that is your complaint, seemed to be a pretty good inning. Lee Scott scratches their first run across, makes it a 3-run game.
Yeah, and got a little bit of tough luck there with Donaldson hitting one on the screws to the shortstop, one hop right to Lombardi. He didn't even hardly have to move. It's been a couple of times that Lee Scott's hit him right at the defenders.
First pitch swinging over the jumping head of Barrett Cook. Logan Fawcett with a leadoff single here in the top half of the 5th inning.
You want to talk about two completely different approaches by teams that I've just noticed in my short time working with Lee Scott. They love to work the count. They love to get into 3-ball counts, hitters count, stuff like that, see a couple pitches. But Wetumpka, they're going up there thinking, I'm swinging at everything. I'm swinging at this first pitch no matter where it's at. And with a team like Lee Scott that pounds his own, his first pitch is bounced over to third.
Off the heel of the glove of Andrew Owen. Runner will try and go from first to third. The throw from Dunlap is wide of the bag. He is able to, with a head-first dive, heads up base running. Apologies if we did not mention it. Warming up for the inning, Brooke Zachary, the new arm on the mound for Lee Scott Academy.
Stepping in for the Indians.
So Fawcett with a single, Lombardi with a single, runners on the corners. Here with nobody out. First pitch, breaking ball, misses downstairs to Henry Evers. One ball, no strikes. Fastball misses outside, goes away of the glove of Ryland Smith. The runner from first will go to second. The runner from third will stay at his spot. Runners now in scoring position for the Indians. We talk all about it here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, just in baseball in general. The importance of response innings at the plates, which Lee Scott just had, but then the ability for shutdown innings following that. And also, obviously, as the other team trying to break those. Lee Scott got the response, now looking for the shutdown here in the top half of the 5th inning. Infield is in for Lee Scott Academy. Breaking ball catches the outside corner, says the home plate umpire. 2-1 on the Indians' left fielder, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. Grounded out in his second. The 2-1 is lifted into center field. Donaldson broke in, now is breaking out, and he's unable to make the grab. Both runs are going to score. Evers makes his way to second. The throw will be to third and will be well in time. Andrew Owen will apply the tag. He was hoping the throw was going to go to the plate. Instead, it went to third. That will record the first out of the inning, but the damage done on the 2-run double from Henry Evers.
Yeah, tough one for Donaldson. Broke in, like you said. May have lost it a touch in the sun as it's starting to set as the first pitch to Dickey goes all the way back to the backstop.
It wasn't necessarily a swing that created a whole lot of power as well, which I feel like, again, playing the center field position, a lot of that is based off of the type of swing and the way that the bat sounds. I mean, it obviously was loud contact, but felt a little bit more of, let me just serve a ball into the outfield, try and get a sac fly. Maybe that fooled Donaldson a little bit.
I definitely agree. I thought for sure that was just going to be a routine fly ball to center field, but it just kept going, kept going, kept going.
Zachary on the mound. Breaking ball in the dirt. 2 balls and no strikes on Peyton Dickey, who's also 0 for 1. Apologies, 3-0 on the second baseman. And a 4-pitch walk. We'll put a base runner right back on the base pass for the Indians. 6-1 is Wetumpka's lead over Lee Scott Academy.
Next up for the Indians, number 25, Asher Noble.
And although this game is far from over in the middle innings, as Asher Nobles digs in, takes the first pitch outside the strike zone for ball 1. You hope that Lee Scott has the ability to kind of take this game with a grain of salt if the result remains how it is right now. Lee Scott has built a lot of momentum towards the postseason. Nobles lifts one into shallow right field. Gaston will make the grab for out number 2. But the last thing that you want is obviously a loss like this, but one that looms large or lingers in the brain of the Lee Scott players. If you can find a lot of positives from this and work towards those, towards the playoffs, that's obviously the biggest reason why this match was scheduled. You've done a lot of things right so far. Hoping to get a couple more of them here in the later innings. Bobo Browning, 1 for 1 on the afternoon. An RBI single and a walk to his name. Comes up empty on the first pitch fastball. 6-1 is the Indians' lead over the Warriors. Runner is off and moving. The breaking ball is a called strike, but the home plate umpire and the field umpire come together and call a balk at the exact same time. So no pitch, and a free 90 feet puts another Indian in scoring position. An unfortunate break because it was a good breaking ball and wasn't necessarily a great jump. Smith would have had a chance to gun down the runner at second. Instead, it's still 0-1. And that fastball misses in the chalk of the left-handed box, evens the count. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs in the top half of the 5th inning. Fastball well upstairs, 2-1 the count on the Indian center fielder. You had that 3-run inning in the second, but all of it came so quickly that it didn't feel like necessarily Wetumpka overpowering Lee Scott Academy, but it's just been a couple of real timely hits. Lee Scott obviously free passes helping out the Indians as well. Just something that a really good baseball team does. Gets those timely hits, gets guys on base, and at worst gets guys over, gets guys in, and takes advantage of any mistakes they can get. You give a good team like this 4 outs in an inning, they're going to make you pay. Same thing with free base runners. 6 runs on 8 hits for the Indians, 1 run on 3 hits for Lee Scott Academy. 3 balls and a strike on the center fielder. Fastball lifted foul. It'll be 3-2.
Well, and it's also been kind of death by a million paper cuts because they've got, Wetumpka that is, they have 8 hits, but they've got 7 singles and only 1 extra base hit, and that was a 2-run double that we saw go over Donaldson's head. So they're not they're not crushing the baseball. They're just hitting it in perfect spots.
Here's the payoff pitch. Instead of throw back to second, and everybody will reset. The 3-2 from Zachary to Browning is a breaking ball cued off the end of the bat. Foul will do it again. And yeah, really good point. It hasn't been the 3 runs with a blink of an eye thanks to a big fly over the left center field wall. It's just been a couple of walks, a couple of those real timely hits. You had 3 straight of them on 3 pitches between Browning, Peak, and Jacks that brought home the 3 runs in the second. A wild pitch and a single scored the run in the 4th, and now 2 in the 5th. There's a 3-2 yet again. It is fouled off the netting.
I'm thankful for this netting, but I think my reaction time would have been in time.
Oh, you were ready to save me and make the play, 100%.
Exactly.
The 8th pitch of the at-bat is a breaking ball, swung on and missed. The throw down to first will be in time. And that will retire the side in the top half of the 5th inning. But the Indians increase their lead with 2 more tallies here in the 5th. They lead it 6-1 as we head to the home half of the 5th inning. Warrior time to respond here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
When bones get out of joint, the Orthopedic Clinic is here, providing expert care and surgery when needed wherever it hurts. Hand, wrist, foot, or ankle, back, neck, or hip. Offering minimally invasive surgery and cutting-edge joint replacement. Serving patients from throughout the region. See the sports injury experts for athletes of all types. Don't wait. Schedule an examination today. The Orthopedic Clinic. Call for an appointment 334-749-8303 or visit theorthoclinic.com.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. Around here, we believe details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leak protection for both homes and businesses. No matter what kind of gutter you need, we do it all. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and tailored to your style. So don't settle for less. Leave it to the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
Home 5th here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. 6-1 is the Wetumpka lead, and a new arm on the mound for the Indians. We'll get his name here momentarily. The partner time for Lee Scott Academy to respond. They've entered 3 in the last 2 innings, 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. Lee Scott was able to match what Wetumpka did in the 4th. We'll see if they can do so. But you're almost at the point where you have to match and then continue to add tallies in those columns here in the home half of the 5th inning. It'll be Jack Fuquay back to the top of the lineup, and Preston Hughley and Griffin Gaston here in the 5th. It's Peyton Dickey, apologies, sir, the second baseman that's working his way in, again, from that second base spot to the mound. And so because of that, Kyle Richardson, the designated hitter, will be burned. So we'll see how they decide to play that
leading off the inning for the Warriors
in the later stages, but it's the Warriors' time to respond. Jack Fuquay, Preston Hughley, Griffin Gaston here in the home 5th. Sorry, partner.
Yeah, I was just going to say, stating the obvious pretty much. This first pitch to Bo King catches the bottom of the strike zone, 0-1. The Warriors, they got to realize you cannot go up here trying to hit a 5-run homer. You've got to get base runners on. As that one's skied foul down the right field line, it'll be 0-2. But you got to try and get base runners on. You got to just pass the baton, be a tough out. Look back at your dugout right here and say, I'm going to fight for you when there's 2 strikes. And guys, scratch and claw your way back into this game because it's been a tough game. You've had some tough luck. You've hit some balls hard. You've just missed some. You feel like you're playing great, and yet you look up and you're down 5. You just got to keep battling.
The 0-2. Sprayed foul yet again. Jack Fuquay, the Clemson cuts. Maybe a little bit more, the tweeners. In the right-handed batter's box. The closed stance from him. He's up to face Peyton Dickey. And a front door breaking ball. Really good pitch. Fuquay can't offer at it. He's retired on strikes.
Next up for the Warriors, number 8, Preston Hughley.
Back to the top of the lineup for Lee Scott Academy. Preston Hughley, who's hit the ball hard in both at-bats, but has 2 L9s to his name so far today. First pitch breaking ball. It is a called strike, a really good pitch from Peyton Dickey. A lot of late break. 0-1, right back to it. That one misses a touch inside to even the count. And now, partner, you're at a time where even just looking at it from back here with the pitcher's mound being in the shade, the entire circle around home plate being in the sun, as well as the batter's eye and the entire wall being reflective of the sun, makes this a really tough time to try and see the baseball. 1-2, Preston Hughley says, hold my water and watch this. A one-out single to left center field. Gives him his first single of the afternoon.
Well, he finally decided to try somebody other than Aiden Peak, and look what happened. He delivers it into the gap in left center field for a base hit. I'm not sure if Preston's gonna buy Mr. Peak a steak dinner anytime soon. I think they are gonna go their separate ways. The 2 L9s on his card, but he'll take a 1-for-3 performance so far.
Gaston squares but pulls back as the fastball misses in the dirt. Yeah, chalk it up to baseball being baseball. Hughley said, let me hit it to the other side of the field and let me hit it softer. But that one finds the grass and gives him his first hit of the afternoon. His 24th of the season. Gaston pumps at it but keeps the barrel back. A called strike regardless to even the count. Tallies on the board for the Warriors. The ball to strike in and out here in the home half of the 5th inning. Dickey out to face Griffin Gaston, who lifts one foul off the telephone pole and right back in the Bermuda Triangle. Who's going to be the one to make the play? It's the third baseman. Makes the nice play off to his left.
Hey, now Gaston gets to go home and tell his parents he's got light tower power.
Yeah. If only there was the hit it here sign. Maybe the other light poles with the 4 of them out beyond the wall. We did have one that was hit. It was the straightaway left field one that was hit last year. Don't quiz me on who it was, but 1-2. Runs inside, goes all the way to the backstop. Preston Hughley is going to take his way to second. Coach Jared Cook has a couple of the Warrior fans asking Griffin Gaston to stay in the box and wear it. And you mentioned it, partner, trying to get base runners. I will say the benefit of the doubt, a upper 80s fastball around the chest is not necessarily the one to try and reactionary stay in the box, but maybe wishes he did, as that fastball right at the knees for a called strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Dickey.
Tough couple pitches for Griffin, like you said.
Next up for the Warriors,
you see a fastball coming at you, and your first instinct is to get out of the way. But he does get out of the way and doesn't get on base, then watches one at the knees for strike 3, second looking strike out of the inning.
Barrett Cook goes after the first pitch, breaking ball, lifts it, rips it into left field. Rather, Preston Hughley's being waved around. He will score as the throw was just late. Give Barrett Cook a single and an RBI, and a teaching point now for Barrett as the coach is now telling him the ball that goes all the way to the plate, he's got to be standing on second base.
Yeah, especially with that particular throw.
One with no chance of a cutoff.
Yeah, exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth. That was a rainmaker coming from the left field, from the left fielder Evers. That's just got to be. That's just heady baseball. You gotta know that. Round it hard, expecting to go to second. and maybe you get in scoring position to where a base hit from Snow, who takes one, or Smith rather, takes one inside. A base hit from him could score you.
Warriors do capitalize on the wild pitch. Hughley scores from second. Ryland Smith now inside out's a fastball into straightaway right field. Barrett Cook will go from first to second. And back-to-back 2-out hits. Ryland Smith 3 for 3 on the afternoon. Warrior team with 6 hits. And the Warrior catcher with 3 of them. And that is when Ryland Smith is at his best. The best game that he has had so far this season was the Opelika game, where he had 3 hits, including a double. And all 3 of those hits, he used the entire right side of the field and has had a lot of success, able to keep that front shoulder. And that makes it to where those breaking balls that you are able to then rip to right or to left field, like you saw him do earlier, makes it to where you can use the entire field. 1-0 misses outside. The 1-0 misses inside, but Dickey able to get the called strike to even the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Front door breaking ball plunks Harrison Snow, and Snow still has yet to need to offer at a pitch so far. A nice day for the OBP. 2 walks and a hit by pitch, and look where we are, partner. That'll load the bases yet again for Lee Scott Academy, and there's one thing that, man, Lee Scott will take from this game and take from, all of their non-conference, their non-area games, man. This team does not fight, does not give up, rather. They continue to fight as that fastball misses upstairs for ball 1. No, they will not take that. They do not fight. Didn't know which route we wanted to take and said both of them. Dunlap was hit by a pitch his last time up. First pitch misses upstairs. Second pitch misses downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Do not help out the pitcher on the mound. A duck on every pond. The 2-0. Runs inside. 3 balls, no strikes. And the pitcher, Dickey, trying to ask the home plate umpire where it missed. And umpire shakes his head and says inside. 3-0. Fastball misses downstairs. A 4-pitch walk from Rush Dunlap. Give him the easiest RBI he'll have in his life. And that, at worst, cuts the lead in half.
Not only does it cut the lead in half, you answer back-to-back innings what Wetumpka has done in the top half, and you bring the go-ahead run to the plate. Wouldn't it be something for the 8th grader to get his first high school home run? Go-ahead grand slam on senior day.
Seniors always have that freshman that is their favorite.
Oh, man.
Why not make it to where Butter Owen is theirs? Last time he was in this opportunity, he had a sacrifice fly to right field. A sacrifice fly won't do here in the 5th. But a happy gapper will. Find some outfield grass. The first pitch. First pitch swinging, lifts one into straightaway center field. Center fielder charges in and will make the belt high grab. 4 out, number 3. And a tale as old as time. Andrew Owen hits the ball as hard as you possibly can right to an opponent in the wrong jersey, and that'll retire the side. Man, the Warriors get 2 and cut the lead in half. It's 6-3. Wetumpka leads it as we head to the top half of the 6th inning right after this here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
1907. Auburn had no paved roads, no local newspaper, a few automobiles, very little electricity or indoor plumbing, and one bank, Auburn Bank. For all these years, we've had a part in shaping and serving Auburn, Opelika, and East Alabama, a steadfast partner to our customers, meeting financial needs at just the right times. How do we know our community so well? Because we've grown up together. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, online at auburnbank.com.
Lee Scott Academy Baseball on Tiger Country 104.5. And the Lee Scott Sports Network is presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Brooke Zachary out for another inning as we welcome you into the top half of the 6th inning here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. Each of the last 2 innings have been identical. Wetumpka scored 1 in the 4th. Lee Scott scored 1 in the 4th. Wetumpka scored 2 in the 5th, and Lee Scott scored 2 in the home half of the 5th inning. But my goodness, could it have been a lot more than that? Andrew Owen hit the ball as hard as you can right to a glove in center field. It was a nice play from Browning, broke on it immediately. But, man, 5 feet to the left, 5 feet to the right. That's a 2-bagger as Aiden Pete goes after the first pitch. Right to Andrew Owen. He'll throw it across the diamond. 1 pitch, 1 out for Brooke Zachary.
Once again, Wetumpka picking on the first pitch. And I believe we may have some disciplinary action because Peak did toss his bat when he was running down the line, tossed it excessively. Home plate umpire pointed at it immediately.
Next up for the Indians, number 13, Connor.
Yeah, good call on that. I did not see it. Was it down the third base line or the first?
He tossed it towards the on-deck circle over here by the first base line. And he gave it a good flip as if he just hit one 400 feet.
Maybe a little frustration. It probably went a little bit too far, a little bit further than he was hoping it would have. 3 straight breaking balls from Zachary, all 3 of them strikes, and nothing in 2 on Connor Jacks, who's 1 for 2 on the afternoon. He walked his first time up, an RBI single, part of the 3 straight RBI singles in the top half of the 2nd inning, and grounded out to Barrett Cook in his last. 1 out, nobody on here in the top half of the Indians' 6th inning. Zachary can go wherever he wants on this 0-2 pitch. Jacks choked up on the bat in the right-handed box. The 0-2 caught way too much of the plate. Fly ball hit the left field. Dunlap is able to camp under it. Everybody holds their breath for a little bit. A sigh of relief. That was a breaking ball supposed to be in the chalk of the left-handed batter's box. Instead, middle. And Jacks just missed it for out number 2.
Yeah, that one had me tensing up when I saw it pop back over the plate and the trajectory that ball was going on. Thankfully, Dunlap had enough room out in left field.
Kyle Richardson will still dig in. First pitch breaking ball fouled off. I guess there is no DH that is truly burnt since the second baseman was the one that moved in. But with him being the third arm, you would expect there to have been some sort of change, but none, at least as we see it right now. Richardson 0 for 2 on the afternoon, has a walk to his name. Fastball misses just outside, 1-1.
First fastball this inning by Zachary. Had some zip on it.
Am I wrong to think that the DH should have been burned? 1-1. Breaking ball, chopped foul over the Lee Scott written in turf down the third base line, 1-2.
You know, back when I was in high school, I had these rules in the back of my mind. Like,
is that still when like the back of the TV was still there?
You know, you are older than me.
Yeah, that doesn't help my case. It's usually a joke for the older crowd, not the younger one.
Oh man.
But back when you were in high school.
Yeah, when I was, back when, TVs were black and white and we didn't have social media and all that stuff. As the 1-2 misses up and away. I had those rules memorized, and I knew them like they were like the back of my hand. But nowadays, I feel like I've grown out of touch. I think I am getting old and getting out of touch with the youth.
Man, if that's the first step to elderly, then it's not going to be a very warm welcome once graduation hits.
Oh, man. Don't remind me.
Is that December or is that May?
December.
3 balls, 2 strikes from Brooke Zachary to Kyle Richardson. Payoff pitch, here it is. Breaking ball stays outside and a 2-out walk.
Not too far removed from your graduation from the greatest institution in the world, Auburn University.
We're not too far at all. So Coach Al will make his way across Warriors in script to walk out and meet with Brooke Zachary. He's looking to the bullpen. I believe that will be the end of the day for Mr. Brooke Zachary. If it was a solid outing. And it will. As Mr. Calvin Nelms will make his way out of the bullpen. We'll talk about him, talk about his numbers when we come back. Here's we're in the top half of the 6th inning. Runner on first, 2 gone in a 6-3 contest. Wetumpka on the road with the lead. We'll talk about it a little bit more and set the scene for you when we come back here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Every sports team has a glue guy, the unsung hero that does the dirty work. Society's glue guys are towing companies. Whether your car is in an accident or you own a business and need a vehicle moved, we all need tow trucks. When you need one, call Auburn Express Towing, offering 24-hour towing services. AET specializes in parking lot and private property towing in Auburn. Call 334-821-6033. Auburn Express Towing, located at 615 Opelika Road.
Hey guys, this is Tyler Reynolds with Reynolds Outdoors. Fall is right around the corner, which means hunting season will be on us before you know it. We are now carrying some of the best-known archery brand names like Matthews and PSE to go along with our well-stocked supply of firearms we have always been known for. And did you know we are the largest dealer of box blinds in Alabama, carrying popular brand names like Redneck and Banks? Don't forget, we carry Sitka, Bandit, and Drake apparel as well. Come see us today to meet all of your fall hunting needs. Located on Geneva Street in Opelika.
Back here at John Mills Field, top of the 6th, 2 out, 1 on for Calvin Nelms, new pitcher for the Warriors. Comes in with a 2.47 ERA, a 1-0 record in 7 appearances. He's got 11 1/3 of an innings pitched, 5 hits, giving up 4 runs, all of them earned. 8 walks, 19 strikeouts, and has given up 1 long ball on the season. Like I said previously, he comes in inheriting 1 runner on base, just needing 1 out to get out of this top of the 6th frame and keep the score right there at 6-3.
He's been a really nice arm for this Lee Scott team. He's been, as of late, served a little bit more as that long reliever.
Next up for the Indians, number 12.
Lee Scott and Wetumpka kind of in that mindset now, is you let your starter go a couple of innings and then you let the rest of the guys continue to get work in there as well. It'll be Logan Fawcett, who's 2 for 3 on the afternoon, who digs into the left-handed box to face the lefty Nelms. The junior kicks and fires the first pitch, head high, breaking ball. Lee Scott has continued to build momentum at the plate as the sun has all but set here. The right field wall, the only thing still shimmering of the afternoon sun. See if Nelms can get the Warriors to the dugouts. Throw over to first, then the throw back to second as the runner is off and moving. It will be in time for the 3rd out of the inning. Aiden Peak was off and moving on first movement. And a beautiful pickoff move from Calvin Nelms. He comes in and doesn't deliver an out at the plates, but delivers an out on the base paths, and more importantly, does put up that 0. Lee Scott Academy has 6 outs to put up 3 runs. They've put up 3 in the last 2 innings. We'll see if they can continue the momentum, continue the rally when we return here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Russell Building Supply is your hometown home improvement store. You'll find what you need when you need it. And as a Russell Rewards member, you'll be in the know about monthly specials and exclusive offers. Russell Building Supply, East University in Auburn, across from Cary Creek Publix.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union. Homegrown and member-owned.
We love of our members love us.
Oh, yes. Ever since I got off active duty, they have helped me. I would recommend to anyone, if you really want to get your finances in order, come and see for yourself. I promise you, they will help you get on the path to financial freedom.
Four Seasons Federal Credit Union with 2 local branches. Membership eligibility required. Accounts federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration.
A nice job by Calvin Nelms in the top half of the 6th inning. Comes in relief of Brooke Zachary and goes 1/3 of an inning and doesn't retire a batter, but retires a runner. And you'll take it nonetheless as we head to the home half of the 6th inning. Wetumpka with a 6-3 lead here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. And before we dive into the home half, let's pause for a station identification here on the Lee Scott Sports Network.
Tiger Country 104.5 is a Radio Alabama station, part of the Auburn Networks family. WAUE HD2, Waverly, Auburn, Opelika.
Auburn, Opelika Country, Tiger Country 104.5.
Luke Donaldson, Jack Fuquay, and Preston Hughley due up for the Lee Scott Academy Warriors. And I tell you what, man, there's nothing like radio broadcasters getting fired up for remembering their station IDs, man. Take the little wins when you can get them. Those are big-time wins on the radio side of things. As we just about hit the 7 o'clock hour. New arm on the mound for the Indians, making his way from the third base spot. Mr. Connor Jacks wears number 13. And not needing to be said, but making his way from the third base spot. So the right-handed arm delivers a first pitch fastball. Second one misses upstairs, a ball and a strike. Lee Scott Academy's done a really nice job here in the middle innings. They scored 1 in the 4th, 2 in the 5th. By working the pitch count, trying to get runners on with free passes. Good breaking ball. 12-6 variety. Much more of a straight over the top arm angle from Jacks. A wide stance on the mound. Working from the wind-up, kicks and fires a breaking ball. That one in the dirt. A nice pitch, and Donaldson swings through it for the first out of the inning.
Lee Scott arguing that that ball was foul-tipped and hit the dirt. Not sure if the umpire signaled foul tip or if he was just swing and miss as the first pitch to Fuquay is in for a call strike.
Fastball chopped in the 5-6 hole, backhanded stop from Lombardi, throws it across his body. It'll be in time, but the first baseman had it kick off the heel of his glove. A heck of a play from Lombardi, showed off the arm strength, but short hops the first baseman. And Fuquay with an infield hit.
Now stepping in for the Warriors.
It was a nice play by Lombardi to go over and cut that ball off, throwing on the run. With Fuquay showing off the wheels. And would have been a tough pick at first by Nobles as well.
Yeah, not a play like that where you're willing to reward an error for either Lombardi or Nobles at first. Instead, you'll reward the hitter. Fuquay now 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Speed on the bases for Lee Scott Academy. And they've gotten base runners here in the middle to late inning. See if they can pass the baton with Hughley in the top of the lineup. First pitch fastball misses downstairs for ball 1. Hughley has found 3 barrels. Singled his last time up to left center. It's been the middle of the lineup so far that has done a majority of the damage for the Warriors. Cook, Smith, Snow, and Dunlap. See if you can get to them here in the 6th. Throw over to first. Fuquay able to dive back in safely. Jack's on the mound as well as one of the coaches thought that it may have been just in time, but first base umpire standing all of a 1.5 feet from the first base bag. Another throw over. And in safely again is Fuquay. It's funny when you see pitchers like that almost throw it harder to first than they do to the plate. Jack's one of those guys, and 2 good pickoff moves, but a short lead over from Fuquay and make it 3 straight.
Well, you've got some pitchers, as there's going to be a mound visit by Fawcett to talk to his third baseman and pitcher, Jax. You see some pitchers that cannot throw to the bases to save their lives. John Lester comes to mind for all those that are mine and your age, watching him growing up. He could not throw to a base if his life depended on it, and he hated doing it. But a guy that's comfortable throwing the ball to the first base bag like Jax, who plays in the infield, you'll see him fire that thing over there with no regard.
1-0. He just dribbled foul. Nice play made by one of the coaches for the Indians. And, yeah, I think that mound meeting right there was the catcher Fawcett saying, hey, runner at first doesn't matter. Let's focus on the guy at the plate. I think that was the conversation in there as well, because you saw Jax point back to his dugout, tap his chest, and smile. We'll hope that here in a couple of batters, the runners at base really matter. Ball gets away from the first baseman as yet another throw over, and that's where you begin flirting with a 90-foot or a 180-foot error.
Yeah, how important is that runner at first if you're on the mound? Like, it obviously, you know, you don't want to give up a run and let them inch closer, but to what degree do you just kind of disregard them and attack the hitter?
1-1 to Preston Hughley. Fastball ripped over the head of the shortstop. That's going to get down for a hit. Fuquay will throw on the brakes as he rounds second. Back-to-back singles, and Lee Scott Academy now has matched that tally with the Indians of Wetumpka. And just like that, the tying run at the plate yet again here in the late stages of this contest.
Well, Hughley has figured out something. He's like, hey, if I go to left field instead of right field, I'm just going to get a hit every time. He's 2 for 2 when going to the left side. Back-to-back hits. And like you said, this is the part of the order that you want to get up with runners on base.
See if there's an outside fastball. Gaston can spray to left field. A lot of room on that side. Instead, it goes to the first pitch breaking ball. Does Jax on the mound, and it misses downstairs for ball one. How interesting this game can be. Feels like Wetumpka has dominated in just about all facets of the game. Yet here we are, a 3-run contest. A big fly from Gaston ties it. If not, we continue to pass the baton for the meat of this Warrior lineup. 1-0. Gaston squares and bunts it and pops it up, but thankfully foul just out of reach of the charging third baseman.
I don't mind that idea, especially with Griffin's speed, trying to bunt it hard to third base, make him come field it, take away the force over there at third. Don't mind it at all. Puts pressure on the infield as well.
And at worst, brings the third baseman maybe in a step or two to open up the left side of the infield just that much more. Fuquay at second, Hughley at first. Griffin Gaston hitting .313 on the season in the left-handed batter's box. Let Gaston find a way to show off the speed in one way or another. Back-to-back step-offs from Jax on the mound. Fuquay dancing around on the second base bag. 6-3 is your score here in the home half of the 6th inning. Tying run at the plate for Lee Scott Academy. The 1-1. Gaston squares again. Bunts it down the left field, the third base line. The play will go to third, and it will be in time to get the diving Fuquay. Gaston needed to get it about 3 more feet to his left. Instead, Wetumpka will get an out without having to surrender a base runner. That'll be the second out of the inning.
It was a nice play by Jax. Fielded with 2 hands and then did a full pirouette. Fired over to his old position, third base.
And now time for Barrett Cook. We asked for 3, 4, and 5 to have a chance. Barrett Cook here. 6 long balls on the year. Can we get another one? First pitch is a breaking ball down the heart of the plate for a called strike one. One of those, if you're sitting on it, you're taking a big swing. Cook obviously was not, and I don't mind not going after the first pitch here in this situation. Barrett Cook 1 for 3 on the afternoon with an RBI single. Does go after this one, checks his swing, but the home plate umpire says that he did go around. Actually appeal again, and the first base umpire says that he goes around. Unfortunately, that is not, or fortunately for Lee Scott, that is not 2 strikes. Ball gets away from the catcher, so both runners will advance. And a hit now makes this game very, very interesting. And what you just saw was a wild pitch from Jax on the mound. If you could get another one of those, the speed of Hughley should come to the plate. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch misses downstairs. It was a fastball. 1-2.
Third straight inning for the Warriors where they've brought up either the tying or go-ahead run.
A righty-on-righty matchup. The 1-2 is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner. And that will retire the side. The Warriors strand runners on second and third and bring, as you mentioned, the tying run to the plate for the second, if not the third straight inning, but can't do anything with it. Warriors got 3 outs to get 3 runs, but first you got to keep it at 3 and take us to the home half of the 7th inning. But to the top half of the 7th inning we go when we return. Calvin Nelms back on the mound for the Lee Scott Academy Warriors when we return here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. At Gutter Pro, we believe spring is all about a fresh start, and the details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leaf protection for both homes and businesses. As spring showers roll in, you need gutters you can count on. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and designed to complement your home. So this spring, don't settle for less. Protect your property and boost your curb appeal with the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
From day one back in 1907, Auburn Bank's mission has been clear: to serve our community, see businesses flourish, and improve lives locally by making sound business decisions and responding with care every day. Today, we continue to fulfill our mission with a team of local commercial and consumer lenders who are ready to help meet your needs and goals. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, online at auburnbank.com.
The story of this game could be Lee Scott not being able to capitalize on their chances. Thankfully, you still got one more in the home half of the 7th inning, but it's up to Calvin Nelms and the Warrior defense to not surrender any runs and keep it at 3 as we head to the top half of the 7th inning here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. He is Caleb Robertson. I'm Christian Griffin. And, man, we're having a good time here at John Meals Field celebrating Senior Day for the Lee Scott Academy Warriors. The 5 seniors wearing the LSA across their chest and the spikes on their feet. First pitch from Nelms is a get-me-over breaking ball for a called strike 1. It's Logan Fawcett, Miller Lombardi, and Henry Evers, 4, 5, and 6, the heart of the lineup, due up for the Indians. They have 3 hits between the two of them, 4 hits, apologies. A hit by pitch in there as well. That one stays well upstairs to even the count at 1-1. It's a pitch that doesn't have as much popularity as it used to, the 12-6 breaker, but both of the arms on the mound right now, Jax in the top half and Nelms in the home half, both run a little bit more of that. Fly ball hit into shallow center field. Hughley's not going to be able to track it down. And Luke Donaldson's going to have to play it on a couple of hops. Man, Lee Scott would have given just about anything to have one of those in the 4th, the 5th, or the 6th inning. Instead, it comes in the top of the 7th as a leadoff base runner for the Indians.
Now stepping in for the Indians, number 23, Miller.
It was a good pitch by Nelms. Fastball over the heart of the plate. Little jam shot, base hit. But like you said, chalk it up to baseball, but Lee Scott would have done just about anything to have that.
Wetumpka now showing bunts. Bunts it in the right between Fuquay and Barrett. Cook Fuquay will field it on a hop, and a heck of an athletic and a heads-up play from Fuquay. Fielded it on a big hop. His only play would have been to second because nobody was there covering the first base bag, and able to flip around and throw it to Hughley to get the lead runner.
That is such a smart play by Jack right there. Charging, knowing that first of all, he's not going to be able to get in the air, so he plays it on a hop. and then having the presence of mind to see the runner in his peripheral and seeing that they're not going to second as fast as he thought they were, pirouetting and making a strong throw to the second base bag. That's the 0-1 to Evers, just cut on and missed, 0-1. But to throw it off balance, spinning around on the money and get the out, that's huge. Now a ground ball gets you out of it.
0-1 on Henry Evers, who had a 2-run double his last time up. So far, now looking at it, one of the big difference makers. Nelms went to the changeup, it looked like, and Evers was out in front of it. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 on, 1 out here in the top half of the 7th inning. Indians lead the Warriors 6-3. Nelms a look towards first. Now the slide step will fire a fastball that kisses the outside corner on its way by. Beautiful pitch there from Calvin Nelms. 2 gone here in the inning.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. 3 fastballs. Evers is back in the dugout.
Tough to expect that right there. 0-2, you almost are kind of sitting waste pitch. Instead, 2-seamer right on the outside corner. First pitch to Peyton Dickey is lifted foul over the press box. I thought your dreams were coming true with the foul ball there.
My eyes lit up. Thought I was going to relive the glory days.
Dive, protect the equipment, lay out, make a play.
Go through a table like I'm in a WWE match.
Buffalo Bills pregame. 0-1. There's that 12-6 breaker and a beauty, 0-2. Yeah, make that play, then go sprint into the first base dugout, fire up the Lee Scott faithful.
If they can't score 3 runs after that, I don't know if they ever would.
0-2 on the second baseman, Peyton Dickey. Here's a fastball, beautifully placed yet again from Calvin Nelms. The velocity, but my goodness, the placement for the junior. He wears number 22 and picks up 2 strikeouts in the inning. And the Warriors control their own destiny here in the home half of the 7th. We need 3 to tie. We need 4 to walk it off here on Senior Day at John Meals Field, and we can see if they can do it when we return here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
Lee Scott Academy Baseball on Tiger Country 104.5 and the Lee Scott Sports Network is presented by the Orthopedic Clinic.
Home half of the 7th inning here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. Wetumpka 6, Lee Scott 3. 3 to tie, 4 to walk it off here at John Meals Field. And it'll be 4, 5, and 6 due up for Lee Scott Academy. And based on the history of this game so far, no better heart of the lineup that you could ask for to lead things off and to start the rally. It's Ryland Smith, perfect on the afternoon. He's 3 for 3. First pitch swinging, riffs one right past the diving glove of the shortstop Lombardi. Ryland Smith is 4 for 4.
Well, just like we talked about Preston Hughley not liking Aiden Peak out in right field, I'm not sure if Miller Lombardi is really too fond of Ryland Smith because he has hit 4 balls right by him every single time. He's dove for it every time, has not touched a stitch of it yet.
And Harrison Snow will dig in with a runner on first. Goes after the first pitch, chopped over to third. They'll make the throw to second in time for 1, and the long hop in time 4-2, 5-4-3 go the Warriors, and just like that, a rally killer. And the Warriors are down to their final out.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Next up for the Warriors, number 6, Rush Dunlap.
That's a tough one. Off the end of the bat, first pitch swinging.
First pitch breaking ball as well, man. You're down 3, take till you get a strike.
Tale as old as time.
Rush Dunlap now will take a first pitch fastball outside for ball 1. 1-0 fastball upstairs. Rush Dunlap 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch and has an RBI walk. That was the third run of the game for the Warriors. 2-0 fastball misses up and away, 3-0. Down the. Well, for ball 4. Wow.
Oh, my goodness. Do you know where that one missed, partner? If I was the catcher and this is a major league game, I'd be hitting my helmet as hard as I could for an ABS challenge.
Andrew Owen will dig in. First pitch. Not as good as the one before, but strike 1 on Owen, who lined out to center field as hard as you could hit one with the bases loaded last time up. Breaking ball. He saw it all the way, but lifts it foul, just missed it, 0-2. Wetumpka 6, Lee Scott 3. A tying run stands on deck. But Lee Scott here in this contest, down to their final strike. Fastball fouled off. And Owen will live to see another one. Jax comes set on the mound. The 0-2 delivery is a breaking ball, chopped foul. Heck of an at-bat from Andrew Owen. Man, what part of his game would convince you that that man is in 8th grade? Sorry, that kid is in 8th grade. I mean, the way that he plays the hot corner, the way that he handles himself in the right-handed batter's box. Wise beyond his years, and excited to see what he continues to do in a Lee Scott Warrior jersey. The 0-2, breaking ball off the end of the bat, lifted into center field. Center fielder Browning will give chase, and he will make the grab, and that'll do it here at John Meals Field. The Wetumpka Indians defeat the Lee Scott Academy Warriors 6-3 here on Senior Day. Don't go anywhere. We'll talk about it. We'll highlight these seniors again, and more importantly, talk about what's coming up at the end of the week. All of that as we welcome you into the Orthopedic Clinic postgame show right after this here on the Lee Scott Sports Network.
My joints aren't what they used to be. Routine exercise, playing ball outside with the kids, riding bikes on vacation. I never worried about keeping up. But now, my joint pain has started slowing me down. I decided to make an appointment with the Orthopedic Clinic. Their surgical partners had the experience, technology, and personalized approach to care that I was looking for. Best of all, it was close to home. I'm thankful I chose the Orthopedic Clinic. Don't let joint pain slow you down. Visit theorthoclinic.com and schedule your appointment today.
The Goose Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at gougecenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu. Or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
Every sports team has a glue guy, the unsung hero that does the dirty work. Society's glue guys are towing companies. Whether your car is in an accident or you own a business and need a vehicle moved, we all need tow trucks. When you need one, call Auburn Express Towing, offering 24-hour towing services. AET specializes in parking lot and private property towing in Auburn. Call 334-821-6033. Auburn Express Towing, located at 615 Opelika Road.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do It Center and Building Supply.
Russell Building Supply is your hometown home improvement store. You'll find what you need when you need it. And as a Russell Rewards member, you'll be in the know about monthly specials and exclusive offers. Russell Building Supply, East University in Auburn, across from Cary Creek Publix.
Experience and knowledge from the pros. Russell Do It Center and Building Supply.
Let's get back to the ballpark. It's Lee Scott Academy Baseball, the post-game show, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic on Tiger Country 104.5.
Both teams tallied 9 hits. Unfortunately, that's not the category that wins baseball games, as Wetumpka takes down the Warriors 6-3 here at John Meals Field on a Monday evening. And we welcome you in to the Orthopedic Clinic post-game show. The Orthopedic Clinic is East Alabama's go-to center for orthopedic care, with locations in Auburn and Opelika to better serve you. You can find them online at theorthoclinic.com. He is Caleb Robertson. I'm Christian Griffin. Man, we appreciate everybody for spending your Monday afternoon, your Monday evening here with us on the Lee Scott Sports Network. But the Warriors, after a big-time rally in the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, and beginning of starting one in the 7th, they fall just short. They fall to the 6A Wetumpka Indians 6-3. And partner, man, a stat that we're going to continue to look at, and we have pros and cons of a list that we can make from this statistic, but the left on base category is, you feel like, the one that Lee Scott is going to look at the most after this contest.
Yeah, absolutely. 11 men left on base and 9 in the last 4 innings. You go consecutive innings leaving the bases loaded in the 4th and the 5th, and then you leave 2 in scoring position in the 6th, and then you leave the runner on first to round it out in the 7th. But you had a chance. You feel like you were there. You were right there. And the way the game had gone, you felt like, oh, you just needed one break to go your way. You needed one good swing, one base knock, one dying quail, whatever. And it just didn't happen in this game. And that, you could chalk some of that up to baseball. You could chalk some of that up to lack of execution on the Warriors' part. But it's something to build on going into the playoffs, something that you're going to want to get changed. You're going to want to see some of those LOB runners turn into runs scored and turn into RBIs and turn into base knocks instead of strikeouts or lineouts or flyouts or whatever it may be. But that's something that you can build off of. I mean, this is a playoff team in a division that's 3 classifications, I should say, above you. So yeah, you were right there. You needed one big time hit, and you could probably get out of here with a big win. But it didn't work out that way. But yeah, definitely something you can work on. Definitely something that the Warriors are going to try and get fixed before this weekend. And yeah, you got to turn the page. Like in baseball and in life, you got to have a short-term memory, and you got to turn the page because Friday is coming.
The Indians beat the Warriors 6-3 here at John Meals Field. Preston Hughley has a couple of hits. Barrett Cook an RBI hits. Rylan Smith goes 4 for 4 at the dish. All 4 of those singles. Seeing the baseball really, really well right now is the Warrior catcher. Harrison Snow, a couple of walks, a hit by pitch as well. Rush Dunlap, a hit by pitch, a couple of walks, has an RBI to his name. Andrew Owen, a single, a sacrifice fly, hit the ball, man, as hard as you could with the bases loaded right to the center fielder who made a belt-high sprinting in grab to retire one of those sides with the bases loaded. Jack Fuquay has a nice day, not only at the plate in the field as well, made a couple of really nice plays, a couple of really tough plays that he made look routine, able to get the Warriors to throw up a couple of those zeros in the later stages against Wetumpka, but ultimately their runs in the early stages, the 3 runs in the 2nd, they tally 1 in the 4th and 2 in the 5th, and although Lee Scott was able to respond to those, they couldn't add to it, and they fall here on Senior Day 6-3 over Wetumpka here in the final regular season game here at John Meals Field. But we will turn our focus, as should you, to what will take place on Friday and, if needed, on Saturday. We will talk about the 3A AHSAA postseason. We'll talk about who the Warriors have, where they're headed to go, and we'll shout out our seniors here at Lee Scott Academy for the final time to wrap up the broadcast. We will do so right after this here on the Lee Scott Sports Network.
From day one back in 1907, Auburn Bank's mission has been clear: to serve our community, see businesses flourish, and improve lives locally. by making sound business decisions and responding with care every day. Today, we continue to fulfill our mission with a team of local, commercial, and consumer lenders who are ready to help meet your needs and goals. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, online at auburnbank.com.
Hey guys, this is Tyler Reynolds with Reynolds Outdoors.
Owner Sean Snow founded Advanced Graphics in 2004 to satisfy a missing service need in East Alabama. 20 years later, Advanced Graphics has proven mission accomplished. For any comprehensive graphic need, vehicle wraps, decals, signs, custom apparel, and even those difficult-to-source laser-engraved ADA signs. A dedicated staff at Advanced Graphics offers exceptional quality with amazing customer service. Contact Advanced Graphics today at 334-501-8600. That's 501-8600. Advanced Graphics in Auburn. World-class service with local attention.
Hi, this is Tyler with Gutter Pro. At Gutter Pro, we believe spring is all about a fresh start, and the details make the difference. That's why we're the premier choice for custom seamless gutter systems and leaf protection for both homes and businesses. As spring showers roll in, you need gutters you can count on. From seamless installs to custom finishes, our work is built to last and designed to complement your home. So this spring, don't settle for less. Protect your property and boost your curb appeal with the pros at Gutter Pro. Check us out today at gutterprosolutions.com. That's gutterprosolutions.com.
When bones get out of joint, the Orthopedic Clinic is here, providing expert care and surgery when needed wherever it hurts. Hand, wrist, foot, or ankle, back, neck, or hip. Offering minimally invasive surgery and cutting-edge joint replacement. Serving patients from throughout the region. See the sports injury experts for athletes of all types. Don't wait. Schedule an examination today. The Orthopedic Clinic. Call for an appointment 334-749-8303 or visit theorthoclinic.com.
The Lee Scott Baseball post-game show, presented by the Orthopedic Clinic, continues on Tiger Country 104.5.
We welcome you back to John Meals Field for the final time in the regular season as the Wetumpka Indians defeat the Lee Scott Academy Warriors. They win it 6-3 on the road here at John Meals Field. We continue on in the Orthopedic Clinic post-game show. The Orthopedic Clinic is East Alabama's go-to center for orthopedic care with locations in Auburn and Opelika to better serve you, and you can find them, as always, online at theorthoclinic.com. He is Caleb Robertson. I'm Christian Griffin. We appreciate everybody for being here with us, for spending your Monday evening here with us on the Lee Scott Sports Network. And, man, the Lee Scott Warriors had plenty of chances, had too many chances, and just needed that one big hit, that one big swing to get the dam to break. And if they would have, the floodgates, you feel like, could have opened. Lee Scott Academy left 11 runners on base, and 9 of them in the final 3.5 innings. And my goodness, it feels like there's a lot to take away from this on the negative side of things. There's a lot to build up on this as well. We worried about this when this was a 6-1 contest, if Lee Scott was going to take this game with anything other than just a grain of salt mentally, but on the negative side of things, right? But Lee Scott, man, they continued to fight. They continued to show up. They answered the call in so many different opportunities, so many different ways, and you just felt like there was one big swing needed for this Lee Scott Warrior team to come out with a little bit more momentum and ultimately possibly with a big-time victory.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, especially you highlighted it a little bit, that line out by Owen with the bases loaded, and it's like, oh, man, we joked about it in the break. Could you just hit it a little bit softer? You know, let's like hit it off the end of the bat a little bit more and get that ball to drop. But it didn't happen tonight. Balls didn't break their way. There was a lot of hard hit balls that just found glove. That's baseball sometimes. But you got to flush it. You can't linger on this too long because, like we said earlier, Friday's right around the corner, just a few days away, and you got to turn the page to the playoffs now. Yeah, we want to sit here and celebrate, highlight our seniors one more time here at Senior Day at John Meals Field. First one, again, Mr. Ethan Hardy wears number 1. Ethan has played 3 seasons of baseball at Lee Scott Academy, was a major pinch runner here this afternoon, showed off the speed, scored on a sacrifice fly from Andrew Owen on a ball that wasn't necessarily hit very hard, but able to do a big-time job. He will attend Auburn University in the fall. Hayden Harper wears number 7, somebody that, my goodness, you've heard a whole lot about here on the Lee Scott Sports Network. He was Mr. 1000. He became Mr. 2000, and he will be attending Georgia Tech to play basketball. My goodness, are we excited to see what him and Coach Cross do with Mr. Hayden Harper. Welcome him to the A
welcome to downtown, man. I'm jealous. He gets to go eat at the varsity all the time.
Oh,
My
man.
goodness. Jealous of that. Maybe you shouldn't eat at the varsity too many times, man. You got to stay in basketball shape, and not sure that the varsity will do that after too many frosted oranges and big-time cheeseburgers. Bo King, another senior, wears number 10, man. I've called him out multiple times on the positive side of things. Bo is going to be called on in a playoff series, and he's going to come up with the big-time hits, man. I've called it too many times. I've called that all season long, battling a little bit of confidence right now. You saw him get the start, put the ball in play, a couple of hard contacts as well. This guy is going to be called on is this senior, Bo King. Played baseball for Lee Scott Academy for 6 seasons. After graduation, Bo will attend Auburn University as well. Luke Donaldson, somebody that's been manning the outfield captain position, wearing number 14, playing 2 seasons here at Lee Scott Academy. After graduation, will be attending Auburn. And our final senior, Mr. Davis McIsaac, got the start on the mound. He wears number 44. You're going to continue to hear his name throughout the postseason. Got his first start here this afternoon. Is going to be a big-time bullpen presence. He is the energy guy for this Lee Scott Academy team. Where he goes, they will go. And really excited to see what this Warrior team is able to do in the postseason with what happens behind Davis McIsaac and that energy senior that everybody rallies behind. And obviously he will be also attending Auburn University in the fall. Partner, your final thoughts before we close the book on tonight and move towards the postseason?
Yeah, like we've said, we're beginning to sound like a broken record, but just a tough night. You had your chances. You feel like you were right there. You had a great analogy for it. You needed one hit for the dam to break, but the dam did not break, and it's tough. That's baseball sometimes, but man, you cannot linger on this. You've got to get a good night's rest tonight. You got to get healed up and get everybody healthy for Friday, and you got to come out guns blazing. We're going to win 2 Friday if needed. If needed, the game on Saturday, I will be there alongside you on Saturday if it's there. Hopefully it's not, and hopefully you guys take care of business on Friday night. But if not, I will join you on that call, and then I know it's going to be fun for you on Friday. I know for sure it's going to be fun on Saturday if we get there.
Yeah, by no means am I not welcoming you into the Lee Scott Sports Network, but if the biggest complaint is that you don't call a round 1 playoff game, well,
we're doing all right.
Hopefully, we're doing all right.
Hopefully.
I guess we won't talk about that outcome, but no, I'll say it. If you don't call a game on Friday, if you don't call a game this weekend, things are going really well for the Lee Scott Academy Warriors. But we have mentioned Friday and Saturday many times throughout the broadcast because with the walk-off win that Lee Scott had last Thursday night, they secured their spots as the 2 seed in the Region 6 of the 3A AHSAA state playoffs. And with that, they head to Montgomery to take on St. James, a doubleheader on Friday. The if necessary, the if needed game will be on Saturday. We will talk a little bit more about the Saturday game if it works its way into fruition. But Friday is when our next broadcast will be here on the Lee Scott Sports Network, taking on the Trojans at 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. right here on your home of classic country hits, Tiger Country 104.5, tigercountry.net, and the Radio Alabama app. For the final time here at John Mills Field, the Indians defeat the Warriors 6-3 on Senior Day. A major shout-out to those 5 seniors that got recognized before this game and hopefully again throughout the season, throughout the week, and into the playoffs as well. Thank you once again for listening to Lee Scott Academy Baseball on the home of the Warriors, Tiger Country 104.5. For everybody at Auburn Network, everybody here at Lee Scott Academy, and for my broadcast partner, Caleb Robertson, I'm Christian Griffin, and until Friday afternoon, man, rest up, save up. We need everybody there at the home of the Trojans to see if this Warrior team can make their way into the second round of the playoffs. And until then, have a great week and go Warriors.
Lee Scott Academy Baseball has been presented by the Orthopedic Clinic, Mountain High Outfitters, Russell Building Supply, and Gouge Performing Arts Center. Also brought to you by Gutter Pro, 4 Seasons Federal Credit Union, Auburn Express Towing,